Oh, can't hear me. There we go. What is up, y'all? Yep, we're doing more PGR, because I'm addicted to this game. I'm gonna turn the music off, though, because this game has its own banger soundtrack, and I actually want to hear it, so... Alrighty, with that out of the way, since it is going to be a quiet day, I can feel it already. Let's just get started. Back into Vortex. I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of the way that this whole thing is set up, but, you know, do what you gotta do, right? Not long after leaving the supply vehicle, my voice is already dying. Hold on. Ah, lovely. Ad break. Not long after leaving the supply vehicle, you find the street covered with red spikes and pools of red liquid. What is it? Maybe it's the manifestation of the punishing virus? I've seen similar images in the database. Lilith makes the shape of a cube with her hand. Stay away from the spikes in the liquid. They contain a high concentration of the virus. Also, it shows my controller's not on, so that's fun. Don't let curiosity get the best of you. These indicate we're approaching the dead zone, so we mustn't touch them. You get too close to the red liquid, you'll begin to show signs of corruption. It's best to just avoid them at all costs. So, slam my face straight, 8 into them. Gotcha. Understood. Proceed with caution. We'll go to the side, I guess. Oh, interesting. Okay, here's what we're gonna try and do. Holy cow, my throat. What the frick? Like, do you mind? Oh, that's annoying. You ever just, like, eat something and then it just messes with you for the rest of the day? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Alright,
it's important to put together the right team.
I'm gonna go Plasma, because I want to try out the Plasma squad. Right, yeah, you only have 4 things tuned. I don't have any memory chips right now, unfortunately. Oh, weapon, that's what I was gonna look at. Your resonance, are you resonated? I think I have something for that, don't I? Yeah, I do have one of those left. I don't remember which one she uses, though. Assuming Afterglow? I mean, deadline timing you always want to get, because deadline timing is just too good, but... you know what, I'll wait. I should check Lilith. Did I resonate her weapon? No, she doesn't even have her weapon harmony, but I can't do much with that. I should probably give her, what, deadline timing too? This is where I go and refer to all of the guides that I keep following for playing this game. You know, I always forget how to spell Daemonessa. I should just friggin' learn how to, just type in Lilith. Just type in Lilith PGR. Let's see here. Anyway, Jim. Let's see. Okay, which one do I want on here, though? Let's see. Superconducting axial ray. Glorious spear. Is that deadline? Looks like deadline. That's deadline. Okay. Yep. Always put the deadline timing. Never weaponize without deadline. Thank you for giving the pupper head pats and also for sure to claim your feather. Did I resonate any of her memories yet? No, I have not, because I probably don't have enough chips or whatever. Can't hypertune anything because nothing's selected yet. Duh. You know, don't have nearly enough mats for that. I'm not even going to try that. As funny as that would be. Right then, I think we're good to go. Need to learn how to use this team. Right, what was it? It was like blue... Oh, they're all dead.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Lordy. Lady. Okay, let's see. You're now entering an abandoned residential area. Projections and the corrupted coexist and roam the area. Let's look into these projections first. It'd be great to be able to collect more data, but a record this huge and complicated is going to take us quite some time to look into. Ran a search with information of the ascendants in Huxiao, but I wasn't able to find anything. We can really use information that's more detailed. All these projections of the corrupted here, though. Could this be a sign of something? Could be, but of what? Let's get rid of them all. Sure, let's keep fighting. Hold on, we came here for leads. The record does only get bigger and more complicated if we destroy all the corrupted here. Let's see what Liv has to say. Let me think about it. Alright, do a quick little calci. Start cast. Damn, she got the big brain. No work? Nope, no work today. I'm off. That's why I was literally sleeping in until like 1 o'clock. Most of these corrupted bodies are new. The only ones with dust on them are placed high up. I think these corrupted only got here recently. So something drew them here. Maybe the Ascendants summoned them. Correct, and the remains on the ground have been recycled. Why did they only recycle the ones on the ground, though? Thor, if you think for a bit, to no avail. You'll just need to keep looking for clues. Confirm. Energy potion. Yes, I will slam my face first into shit. Yeah, I know. The problem is that I woke up. Is that I fell asleep early last night, and so I ended up waking up at like 12 a.m. or something. And then because I woke up at 12 a.m., I couldn't go back to sleep.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
And because I couldn't go back to sleep, I ended up just staying awake for like several hours until about 8 o'clock a.m. And then I was like, okay, now I'm finally going back to sleep. Battle preparations. Let's go. More fighting. Horde of Corrupted has gathered in this area, but there aren't that many virtual projections appearing. Do we not have enough data? It's time-consuming to extract data from active Corrupted, not to mention the sheer number of them. We'll just have to clear out a portion of them. Lucia points to a group of being Corrupted in front of her. These Corrupted are blocking the street. It looks like we have no choice but to fight if we want to keep going. Prepare for battle! Lucia grabs her weapon, takes a step forward, but Liv looks nervously towards the northeast side of Old Street. What's going on, Liv? We passed through Old Street. Are we going to the business district? Yeah. I just detected a high concentration of the punishing virus there, but now it's gone. Is it moving, or is something concealing their signal? While everyone deliberates over the issue, you receive a message from Bridget. Hey, we just got attacked by Corrupted. They destroyed a security terminal here. Are you all okay? We're fine. Suddenly, the virtual spatial data in your line of sight begins to fluctuate violently before disappearing. Looks like our nearest security terminal was also attacked. Let's set one up here. You take the cube out of your backpack and hand it to Lee. He begins setting it up hastily. Rog. You've been spotted by the patrolling Corrupted, Commandant. Roger. Yeah, y'all are going to hear a lot of me today because I'm just going to be reading story stuff. See many Corrupted here. We can't avoid a fight if we want to set up the security terminal. We'll make sure Lee is safe. I'll leave the rest up to you. I got this. That won't be a problem.
It's up to you. Go all in or fold. You're the lucky customer. You look that. You're the lucky customer. If you weren't willing to pay for it. Let's regroup.
Okay, I have literally no idea what is happening. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's my icon? Just running around with the giant cards just everywhere. It's just installing a backup security terminal. Better safe than sorry. Sounds like a plan. As my card dimension is still just in full bloom. Love that. She's crazy. Kind of love it. Oh.
If you weren't willing to pay for it.
She summons a tornado of cards. That's fantastic. Hello, QB.
If you weren't willing to pay for it.
I was wondering if you would make an appearance.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Let's see, after finally into the danger, Lee finishes setting up the security terminal. Security terminal activated, establishing connection. As the terminal signal reaches full strength, the virtual projections begin to become more apparent. Sigh in relief. It's a lot more Corrupted than I anticipated. Why are so many of them gathering here? Let's continue to investigate the ruins here. There may be some clues. Before Liv can finish, the expression on her face drops. After a large concentration of the punishing virus 10 kilometers away, and it's approaching quickly. With a size that big, we're going to be devoured. So coming from the high viral intensity region you detected earlier, it's on its path, it appears so. Sliv speaks, she quickly assembles the parts of the reinforcement mods. Hurry and reinforce your protective gear, Commandant. Our enhanced Ember devices can still hold out a little longer. Liv helps you reinforce your protective suit quickly, and a sense of suffocation weighs on your chest. How long can we survive this level of concentration with our current protective equipment? Probability of successful retreat is 41.32%. High concentration of moving punching viruses is sure to be accompanied by something more dangerous. Liv opens the small compressed air cylinder, connects it to the protective equipment. The small cylinder only contains 20 minutes worth of air. We need to hurry up and think of something. Naya, hello, welcome in. How you doing? Yes, we have a QB in the chat, YGM. You're always here. I mean, true, you do always show up at least once in a while. Or at least once during the stream. Breathe slowly. Try to extend the usage time. Can you chart the quickest escape route? It's moving way too fast. We won't outrun it. What can we do? We at least need to get Commandant to safety. Shakes tail. If we aren't fast enough, there's no way a human can get away. What the hell is it? According to the patterns observed, it doesn't appear to be following an individual, nor is it expanding outward. It's like a tide heading straight for us. Oh boy. I think it might be that red liquid we saw on the street, but liquid can't flow upward. There must be something we don't know. How high off the ground is the tide? Currently 4 meters, give or take. Ooh, that's tall. Can we evacuate to higher ground? Scanning for buildings over 4 meters. There is an abandoned hotel in the south with solid floors above the 2nd level. We can still reach a safe height if we head there at full speed. Never played PGR. What's it about? So basically the world's been destroyed by an evil virus, and we are a remaining bastion of humanity that's trying to fight back. Like, it's a virus that is, I guess, kind of sentient, and it fucks up humans and machinery alike. So, like, it turns machines into evil combat drones, and then humans just get absolutely destroyed by it. Got this new anime plot. Let's go, then. A section of the ground floor has collapsed. I don't know if the stairs are still intact. It's our only shot. Even if we can't take the stairs, we still need to get up there, even if we have to climb up the side of the building. Well, y'all are constructs. Y'all can do that easily enough. So live as expected. You arrive to find the interior damaged from an explosion. The stairs and the outer walls on the first 2 levels have also collapsed. To no one's surprise, the elevator's out of service. That just seems like snark writing on that part there. Let's climb. You 4 quickly run outside and start climbing the intact side of the hotel. After arduously climbing to a safe height, you see a strange crimson mass appears before you even have time to take cover inside. Is that the high concentration punishing virus? It's like a rising tide. 4 of you look out into the distance at what appears to be a tidal wave of blinding red liquid surging towards you, flooding the entire street in an instant. The vicious red tide crashes outside the hotel as if it wants to climb the stone wall you are scaling. Giant waves swell upwards, splashing on your backs. Watch out! Every one of you continues to climb up the building in a hurry, even though you are all fully protected. Direct contact with the red liquid still inflicts symptoms of corruption. This odor, as the scarlet liquid envelops your vision, the foul odor of coagulating blood fills your nostrils. Ew. Should you try it? Yes. If you like action style combat, like high action style combat games, then yes. Plus it's free, so you know. Climb up the wall using your exterior decorations and hoist yourselves into the hotel through a nearby corridor window. Looking down, you see the scarlet liquid pouring in from the damaged section of the building, filling up to the 2nd floor. You have yet to stand firmly on your feet, and the alarm on your cylinder buzzes to indicate that half the oxygen is already gone. It seems that your climb has significantly increased oxygen consumption. Well, no shit. Calm your breathing. Vial concentration here is returned to a level suitable for our regular equipment. Seems like the lethal concentration I detected originates from this red liquid. We should be fine as long as we don't fall into it. Leave them on for now. We still aren't sure if the concentration will increase again. Let's deal with the signs of corruption first, then head to the higher ground as soon as possible. Then you can remove the mods. Okay. Me and I will inspect our inver devices, live check on the Commandant. I can do it myself. Protective suit is too heavy with the mods equipped. Also, the access port is on your left side. Just let me do it. I can do it with one hand. But Liv ignores you and takes out a vial of serum. She pinches the access port to prevent the virus from entering the protective suit, then inserts the vial through the port and injects the serum. No matter how many times I've seen people wearing the enhanced protective suits, I still can't help but feel that it's too heavy for humans. Some commandants with a weaker physique can barely run with it on, requiring their team members to carry them on the road. After injecting the serum, the three of them watch as you stand up and take a few steps. Looks like that's not an issue for Commandant, though. I'd even say you climbed up to the 3rd floor as fast as us. So I need to evacuate to higher ground so we can lighten Commandant's load. Liv looks at you with concern. She inspects her inver device. Okay. Hold on. Now is the opportunity to study the liquid. Give me a hand, Liv. He picks up a long broken pipe and stirs it intermittently from a safe distance. The liquid is thick, almost like mud. Seems to be what we just saw. We need a name for it. How about the Red Tide? Simple enough. Good idea. QB out here flicking the tails. Getting all the use out of Kuro's emotes. Also seems to contain a large quantity of debris and remains. Looks like it's swept up quite a few corrupted on its way here. Is it recycling their bodies? That smell, I'm afraid these remains aren't just corrupted, but also humans. Lucia stops herself, but it seems like the rest of you have already arrived at the same apparent conclusion. Liv shakes her head, trembling slightly. She looks down at the Red Tide and attempts to analyze it. What? My survey equipment appears to be malfunctioning. Can't get a reading? It's not that. My readings are exactly what everyone has said. The Red Tide contains a high concentration of the punishing virus and a large number of corrupted remains. The punishing virus appears abnormal. Liv looks at the analysis terminal with a solemn expression, as if she's considering how to summarize the results. They're proliferating like biological viruses and exhibiting parasitic behavior. Maybe my survey equipment is just malfunctioning. And if it isn't, upon hearing this, you all fall silent. If the punishing virus really is developing biological traits, who knows what will unfold next. It can't. It has to be an error. Let's report the situation. Liv hesitates and prepares the results and sends them to Asimov. Lee gets rid of the iron pipe in his hand, and then the four of you proceed up the intact staircase as you look down at the red tide that floods the streets below. Why hasn't Babylonia detected such a strange phenomenon? There aren't too many ways to avoid detection. Either it was hidden too well before, or it's rapidly expanded in a short amount of time. Either way, it's outrageous. We need more leads. Another thing, if this area has gone undetected by Babylonia for so long, why would Huxao let us find it so easily? You mean to say Huxao leaked this location to us purposefully? It's possible. What's it trying to achieve? I feel like I'm still not saying this name correctly. Hyaosu? I don't know how to pronounce this. Perhaps it's a trap. Everyone's just like... The four of you once again shift your gazes to the red tide outside the window. The sunlight shines on the mysterious scarlet sea, casting a silver glow on the surging waves. The light glimmers on the scarlet tide, like countless fetuses opening their starry eyes in thick plasma. Well, that's an interesting way to describe that. The light dissipates through the tide, silently tumbling in the bloody, boiling stew alongside the drowned remains. The four of you gaze into the red tide of life and death, just like how it gazes back. Stare long enough into the void stares back. You enjoying Gyojujir? I'm only on episode 7. I did like 3 episodes this morning before I fell asleep again. So, but yeah, so far. So I got like 8 episodes left to catch up on. Might try and do some more later tonight after stream. Following the strange gaze, a faint voice flows into your ears out of nowhere. Partier. Help! Who's there? Help me! The sound is like sea foam dissipating in the wind, drifting among the crashing waves. You wait with bated breath, yet you see nothing but the waves. Scanning the surrounding area for signs of life, Liv searches intently, but she sees nothing but the four of you. Haven't picked up anything. Where's it coming from? You four are lost in thought. The faint voice disappears without a trace. What was that? If the cry didn't come from within the red tide, maybe it, standing by the corridor window with the rest of you, Lee shifts his gaze to the stairs. You mean it's coming from another floor of the hotel? Let's check it out. On it. Oh, finally, we can actually make some movement. Into the fight. Need some action after all that reading.
Let's regroup. It's up to you. Go all in or fold.
That was quick.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
I don't know why. I find the way she talks very entertaining. That's just going to turn into more yakking, isn't it? I should not have done that. Thinking that may have been a mistake to do that. Why did I do that? I hope I don't have to restart all this. No, I guess not. More reading, yay! Ow, 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 why are you bonking me? Climbing up the long and narrow steps, you come upon a relatively safe area, finally allowing you to unload the heavy mods and empty air cylinder. You search all the accessible floors but find no one. Only the rooms lying in ruin remain unsearched. 'Cause you can, bonk. Lewd. We need to think of a way in, but there aren't any signs of activities in these rooms. No signs of activities? Correct. Maybe the person that cried for help is already... We can't reach Bridget, and we can't get away from the red tide. Well, let's still check them out. The wreckage in front of you looks like they were once a pile of furniture intentionally placed there to block the entrance, but before being blown to bits. Let's clean up the debris first. Four of you use improvised shovels to clear up the debris in the corridor. Opening the doors, you find what appears to be similar storage rooms, one after another. In the last room, old daily necessities are littered throughout, accompanied by stacks of storage boxes. Several work uniforms discarded in the corner have grown moldy over time. An old polymer screen that seems to separate a changing area for the employees stands resolutely in place on the other side of the room. Lee steps over the scattered objects and pulls the screen away. Huh? What's up? Seeing his odd expression, the rest of you rush over to him. Behind the screen, you see a construct and a human in Commandant uniform. What's a construct squad from Babylonia doing here? They weren't the ones calling for help, were they? Looks like the Commandant must have been dead for over a week. I heard from another squad leader that a squad came here on a mission but never returned. Is this them? Do you think there are any others? Can we recover the virtual projection? Yes, but we're already out of range from the security terminal. We should set up another one here to boost the signal. Alright, it should be safe here. We'll leave it to you, Lee. Lee nods, and he pulls out a security terminal from his bag. Alright, any response from Asimov? Not yet. There's a lot of signal fluctuation here. We'll have to wait. I hate waiting. You nod to live and quietly watch Lee operate this delicate security terminal. Security terminal operational. Select an area to retrieve data. Just retrieve data from the last day they were alive. Acquiring target data. Complete. Generating image from data. Complete. Under the influence of the Spear of FOS, you see two constructs and a human commandant appearing in the room. They lean wearily against the wall and place the hollow screens from their terminals in front of them. There were 3 of them? Looks like the other one wasn't here by the end. Relay our coordinates to Coco, have her meet us here. She'll be able to find us anyway, why don't we just let her figure it out? Quit being stupid. His voice sounds familiar. Where have I heard it before? The Commandant ignores their bickering, continues organizing the data, seemingly long familiar with their squabble. Let's organize the data we've collected, we'll prepare to head out once Coco returns. Stern male contract furrows his brows and nods, and then begins opening up the mess of data on his holoscreen. The blood-like liquid Rowler and I discovered nearby. It's showing signs of the punishing virus evolving biologically. The last recon team investigating it is still missing. Maybe they've been absorbed into it. Punishing virus evolving. And another squad is missing? Absorbed into it? The information from this one sentence is enough to fill the 4 of you with the same dismay as the 3 people in the projection. We sampled that liquid just a few days ago, but now it's 3 times the size. It can cover an entire block now when it gushes out of the ground. Gushes? Does it still recede like the tide? I think calling it a fountain is a bit more accurate. It may have been true a few days ago, but now it's turning into a tide. It takes longer and causes larger cracks up to the surface, but it still recedes into the ground. We must inform Babylonia of this news. The evolving punishing virus is a bad omen, not to mention that it keeps expanding. So the red tide was originally hiding underground? No wonder it's gone undetected by Babylonia. He had already uncovered so much, if only he had returned safely. Well, we've submitted the data to Asimov. Good thing we've reported it. I thought my survey equipment was malfunctioning. We've always been able to count on you, Liv. You should have more faith in yourself. Ah, giving each other their morale boosts. It's adorable. However, if a team had already gone missing here, the following team sent here should have been far more equipped. Yeah, you would think. I'm assuming red tape and other nonsense probably stopped that. Just how dare. Also, I just realized I didn't do something I should have done earlier. Paste. And post. Just realized I didn't do the old tweeter thing, so. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Is there any other one? Oh yeah, I guess this one's fine. There we go. Doing some light self-promoting. Okay, and if that team also went missing, signal's unstable here. We'll have to wait until we're back to Babylonia. Do you know how it's expanding? It's unclear, but I'm sure it has something to do with the dissolved remains. Male construct Rowler raises his hand to cover a haphazard yawn. Dissolved. That's right. As he says, that's right, the projection freezes in place as if it is buffering. Signal's being jammed here. We need to return to Babylonia ASAP. The projection resumes. The two constructs at the table stand up and prepare to leave per their commandant's order. However, a blurry shadow stands in the doorway, suddenly charging at them with a lightning-fast slash. Gee, why do I have a feeling I know who that is? Oh, never mind. Coco, you... He opens his eyes wide in horror as he looks at the dark figures before him, then falls to the ground limp. Huh? After losing their commandant, the other two constructs attempt to fight the dark figure, but their efforts are in vain. Did that construct Coco betray them? Looks like the squad didn't exactly work well together. No, I think something's wrong with the recording. You mean when it was buffering for a moment? Yeah, but we can't prove anything without looking for more clues. Want to keep searching, Commandant? Just in case? Alright, let's keep looking. And more reading! Before we start looking for clues, let's turn this report in. Liv has compiled a brief document on the previous team's fatalities. Signal's still unstable. We'll reconnect and try again. Liv nods in agreement, then joins the rest of you to explore the place. Some of the spots seem to be less dusty. Could these be footprints they left behind? That's likely. Can we see where they lead to? Use the Spear of FOS. I tried looking into it when we were talking, but didn't get a match. You're probably the first people to have been here. Let me think about it. After some careful observation, you notice a footprint trail towards the collapsed building not far away. You follow the trail to find a hidden room. All of you clear the debris from the compartment and find two key cards stained with vital fluid under a slab. Ew, vital fluids. These key cards probably belong to the hotel. Did they leave these behind? That's possible, seeing that they're stained with vital fluid. Let's take a look around to see where these key cards can be used. Bold of you to assume that the key cards still work. Since we opened the hidden door, it seems that someone has visited here in a rush and hidden something here. More reading! With one of the cards, you open the door to the hotel's corridor outside, where the floor is shaky and littered with fallen objects. Be careful, the red tide is just right under. Also, the doors are blocked by objects that have fallen. It'd take us forever to remove them, and the floor probably wouldn't hold if we all go together to clean them up. Which room is it? Flip a coin. You feel confident about your luck? I happen to be Babylonia's luckiest person. Well then, it's all up to you now. Who doesn't love a little bit of schnarking? Confirm. Damn, why is Lee casting so low? He used to cast higher than this. Using the faded wall as a clue, you pick the right answer based on the pattern on the key. There's a floating auxiliary machine in the room. Take a data chip from it. We've got all the clues we need. Let's restore the record when we're back in the safe zone, Commandant. Valuable supplies, a data chip. Safe routes. I need some action. Too much reading. I need to fight something.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Every time, I swear. Safe routes. Data chip. Let's see here. After removing the mini storage terminal from the Square auxiliary device, the security terminal connected to the Spear of FOS gently vibrates. New recording found. Update the currently generated projection. Update. Receiving the order, the Spear of FOS begins regenerating the projection. Broadcast the updated segment. The updated data is available nearby. Please proceed to location to view the updated segment. The indicator flashes, projecting a virtual path leading to the employee lounge. Looks like Liv was right. That's right where the error was. That's right. After finishing his line, and this time the door swings open. A small girl runs in from the outside. Mechanical block floats around her, resembling an auxiliary device unique to her. Coco's back. Let's get ready to go. She's cute. Listen, I made a big discovery. What is it? I've discovered that the red tide retains the consciousness of the dead and can speak. Well, that's just freaking disturbing. What? I found the missing commandant in the red flood. Yeah, that explains a lot. The four of you, as well as the three projections, all look surprised. She kept calling my name and asking if I had seen her sister. That doesn't make any sense. What do you think it is? The river Styx of Hades? I mean, considering the world's been turned into hell. Bwahaha, I didn't think you were gone all this time because you were out daydreaming. Their tease causes Coco to tremble slightly with anger. She stops smiling and bites her lip. The Commandant realizes their rude behavior and sighs, motioning Coco to continue. Not only did I find about the missing Commandant, I uncovered two other commonalities after I went asking around the other scavengers. Coco maintains her polite smile, but her voice has a solemn undertone. First off, the voices they've heard also come from those who died in the Red Tide, which is different from the River Styx. It's not like you can hear everyone who has ever died. The Commandant nods. She relaxes a bit, then swipes the screen with her fingertip to show a video to the other three. I'm not sure if the red liquid has to be the direct cause of death, or if it applies to all those that get swallowed up after their death. I didn't see how the Commandant died. I just found some of the things she left behind near the tide. Even though I could hear her, I could only distinguish a few vague sentences. It's impossible to judge whether the red liquid retains her consciousness or is just imitating her. The second thing is, the scavengers said they could hear her voice too. In other words, this is a phenomenon that anyone can observe. It's not like other paranormal folklore. But her voice only appeared when I got close to the tide, kind of like how no one would greet a stranger in a distant crowd. What do you mean? I would if they're good looking. Rowler, shut up. Well then, let it kill you so we can see for ourselves. Hearing this, Rowler drops a smile and looks down at the ground. With that, the room falls quiet. Alright, let's prepare to leave. Four of them at the table begin to pack their bags and prepare to go. Rowler's voice does sound familiar. Where have we heard it before? The four of you try to recall the source of familiarity. Oh, I remember. In the hall back there. Ah, so Rowler was calling out to them. I'm not going to reread that. I read that earlier. You're right, that's definitely his voice. How can this be? Did he end up dying in the red tide? Based on the clues we just obtained, I'd be willing to bet. If the red tide is big as it is now, there's sure to be a lot more remains in it. But why were there so many people and corrupted stationed in this area? Maybe they weren't stationed here, but gathered here. Gathered here? You mean the red tide lured them here? Lured, like the Pied Piper? Interesting comparison, but probably apt in this point. Hey, Necron, what's up? Pied Piper? Yeah, it's nothing, just an old children's story. What's it about? Just as Liv is about to explain, the four of you hear the sound of a door collapsing. A new projection emerges from the darkness. Somehow her figure is blurry, but you can still clearly see her mermaid tail. Oh, hi, Lamia. Corrupted? Kill her. Whoever the constructs stand, little chance against an ascendant. The construct in front is thrown across the room, and he stops moving after barely any struggle. Here I was thinking it would be Alpha. Coco, run! Our mission is to report back. Just as the Commandant gives the order, the Ascendant throws the human against the ceiling, and the Commandant's neck snaps from the impact, quietly falling to the other side of the room. Yeah, that tracks. The remaining two constructs cry out. Without hesitation, they follow their commandant's last order and charge out the room in opposite directions. Why do you have to run away in different directions? Can't you make my pursuit easier? She looks at each of them, then turns to pursue Rowler. Rejection follows as Coco runs downstairs with her floating auxiliary device before hearing Rowler screaming nearby. Damn it, we don't stand a chance against this enemy. I must. Coco grabs her auxiliary device and stuffs it into a secret compartment in the corridor. She removes the key card, then destroys the furniture in the corridor with her weapon in an attempt to delay the ascendant. Right as she stuffs the auxiliary device into the secret compartment, the projection disappears. Unable to see what happens next, you can only hear the recorded dialogue from the two of them. Missing something? How did you come out of... Wait, how can a corrupted like you talk? Do I really have to explain everything? Who the hell are you? That doesn't concern you. Since you were investigating under the Ascendant's watchful eyes, you can't walk out if you're alive. What's an Ascendant? What do you mean by their watchful eyes? Did you create the tide? Nothing much. Yeah, same. Quit asking so many questions. I can't answer them all at once. But one thing is certain. This is Providence, so the world cannot find out yet. With that, you hear the sound of an explosion. Coco screams as the stairs collapse. I accidentally said too much, but it doesn't matter. She's already dead. Sorry, give me a second. Anywho, what was I doing? Right, reading. Lamia sighs and jumps down from the second floor, her scowling fading into... Wow, excuse me. Her scowling fading into the distance. How troublesome. Now I have to chase the other guy who ran away, but I'm sure he hasn't gotten far with that injury. Did she say under their watchful eyes? If it's here, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ascendant base is nearby. That may have been why it was brought here in the first place. Do you really think they're working together? What are you saying, Commandant? You mean intentionally leak the Ascendant's location? It's possible. At that moment, your comms indicator flashes. Hey, looks like we finally reached you. Something wrong? We lost contact for so long, I was starting to get worried. Not to mention, we detected a large red mass heading straight for you. We thought we were going to lose you too. I've been worried sick. Lose us too? Yeah, we've already lost contact with a lot of teams due to the poor signal or because of that red liquid. You tell me what's going on? That way I can tell the other teams to stay clear. The red tide, eh? It's just like you said. It's most likely let Gestalt discover these coordinates. Since the Ascendants want to use the red tide, their base must be nearby. We need to give this target higher priority. What's wrong? Worried that changing your objective will cause issues? No, I also think tracking them should be our priority. Agreed. I'll report the new target to higher-ups. Hopefully they'll dispatch more people. But as you know, with the signal as bad as it is here, it's probably going to be sunset when we hear back. Continue with your mission. Based on what others have said, it is most likely at the Ascendant's base. Indeed. Do you need help leaving where you are before you continue your investigation? That would be fantastic. Alright, I'll dispatch a ship to get you. Wait by the hotel window, like Cinderella's carriage waiting for her at midnight. What's the situation in Babylonia? I haven't seen any good news, but at least we haven't heard anything worse. Seems like it's still roughly at the same altitude as when you first left. It's rising slowly, but it can't accelerate for a while. Which means that it's still in danger of being targeted from the surface. How about the others? As you know, most of the crew has descended along with you. Those that remain on board are scrambling to clean up. Regardless, this has been a slap in the face for some people. Some people. Those who got a little too complacent hiding in Babylonia. As long as matters on Earth aren't resolved, I won't be surprised if this happens again. And no one can guarantee that we'll be so successful next time. Well, we'll leave what's up there to the higher-ups. We've got more pressing matters here. If we don't solve the problem here, Babylonia will still be in danger. On it. Bridget smiles brightly, waves, and terminates the call. Guess we need to get to work. Ugh. More reading. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, it sucks. I literally just ate 2 hours ago, but I can feel that my stomach's already growling at me and complaining. It's like I didn't eat enough, which is annoying. And I'm on a diet where I'm supposed to be like only eating every like 6 hours or something. Oh no, it's like 2 meals a day, 6 hours apart. And I only finished eating like 2 hours ago, so this is fun. Ay, ay, ay. Ugh. That being said, I need to like get something, because my gosh, I'm yawning so much. I need some caffeine or something. Alright, there's a corrupted Tiad fight. This is going to take like 30 seconds, but still at least gives me some finger action. I don't know why I had her do that. And then Lucia just comes in and finishes the job.
How big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Honorable Commandant. Her voice. I don't know what it is about her voice, but it has a very suggestive tone in it. And we love that here. You board a reinforced defense ship and leaves the Red Tide with the support force's help. Everyone wears protective gear and the ship itself has been reinforced, but the highly concentrated punching virus still finds its way in and causes symptoms of infection in everyone. After receiving first aid, you all look over the abandoned area. Just notice, why is my Discord not in why is it not in streamer mode? What is Discord stream kit? Never got that and that. Maybe I'll mess with that later. That seems kind of interesting. Sorry, I'm distracting myself like an idiot. This place seems to have been an office area. I thought a business area was the same as a business street. They do sound very similar, but they're actually different. I've been here on several rescue missions. A business area has more people and corrupted than a business street. So it's like a factory then? I focused so much on fighting that I never paid attention to their difference. I mean, they've both been destroyed beyond recognition, so... That sounds like me. I'm like, I'd be too busy just like blitzing everything to really notice stuff around me, probably. Well, there's one thing I know about an industrial district. The number of corrupted. Exactly. We've reached a fork. The road splits into left and right. Which path are we taking? I think we should go left. It feels more peaceful. Where do these paths lead? Begin the download. It's not even the right thing to say, but you know. It's quite obvious the road on the left is fewer corrupted. Most of them are crowding up on the right. We now have a rough idea where these paths lead. It's your call, Commandant. It's quite obvious that the road on the left is fewer corrupted. Most of them are crowding up on the right. Left or right? I want to kill things. We're going on the right side. I kind of wish this game... I know this is... It's dumb to even, like, think about it, but it's like, I kind of wish this game had, like, a Muso mode, almost. I think that'd be hilarious.
Our promise is victory. Keep fighting till suffering's grip loosens its hold.
Because the thing is, right, it would be really funny if this game had, like, a Muso mode or something, just to, sit there and just, like, blitz through hordes and hordes of enemies all day long. So much fun. I'd love it. Huh. I didn't even realize this had a map function. That's kind of neat. I've had all these points and I've never used them on anything. What the hell? Wow, am I bad at this? Wait, what hasn't been activated? Boom, 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 boom. Go ahead and start giving Liv some of her upgrades. You have traveled for a while without running into any surprises, while having also gathered quite a bit of data. Let's sort out all the key information first. Alright, I've laid out all the known information on the Ascendants and Hausu. I literally don't know how to pronounce that. I can use this database to screen for useful intel. Looks like a daunting task. Let's do it. She literally can cast this all by herself. Carefully examine all clues. Nothing is omitted. You reconvene after investigating for quite some time. I haven't found anything that matches the keywords. All I see is the corrupted going about their boring routine. What about Liv? I didn't find any useful clues matching the keywords, but I came across a letter. A farewell letter, rather. Farewell letter? Well, a torn farewell letter. It's only the first half of the page. I was able to find it because it contains the word... Interesting. Huh? Correct. It says, I found a way to fight the punishing virus. I wanted to use it to create the legendary Utopia, but it has cost all of my possessions and it appears that I will die before its completion. If you are reading this letter, please look for it at the location below. The last part is missing. Method to fight the punishing virus. It's probably either a ruse or just nonsense. You're right, we can't confirm it without the last part, but it shouldn't go ignored. Let's look for the last part of the letter. Alright, we'll keep an eye out. Let's keep going, Commandant. Corrupted ahead are all on the left. The path on the right seems to be safer for left or right. I want to fight. I want fight. Look, you give me an action game to play. I want some action. I'll say this. Having played as much of this as I have been, my muscle memory for any other game is going to be ruined.
The winner's pot is honorable Commandant.
Like, I was, the other day I was trying to play Zenless Zone Zero again because I hadn't played it in so long. And frickin', I was hitting the attack key on, that I would normally use for PGR. I was like, wait, this is not how that works. Sheesh. Neat. Anyway. Let's continue on. Remaining clue. You have traveled for a while without running into any surprises while having also gathered quite a bit of data. Let's sort out all the key information first. Alright, I've laid out da 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 da. Okay, this is just repeating itself. I'm not even going to bother reading that. Oh, okay, those are actually new. Hold on. Reconvene after investigating some crime. Sorry, I haven't found any clues to match the keywords. Same here, however, some projections appear when I was looking for clues regarding the farewell letter. Seems like the letter has been read in full already because I saw two people shouting for joy and heading for the location shown in the coordinates. When was this recorded? The timestamp was too blurry to identify. Seems like it was a long time ago. Even after all this time, there still hasn't been any news on how to control the punishing virus. In other words, they may have run into danger or may have been completely useless information. Any new clues? Saw a large number of scavengers devoured by the red tide. A large number of scavengers? They seemed enthralled and willing to be engulfed by the red tide. I only saw this brief moment. I don't have any other information. We'll keep an eye out. Let's keep going. Corrupted up ahead are all on the right. The path on the left seems to be safer. Left or right? I want fight. I want fight. We do all the fighting.
Let's regroup. Our promise is victory.
They always die every time I swap in.
Suffering's grip.
It's like I swapped to Pyroth and she immediately like everything just immediately dies. It's so funny. Remaining clue 2, safe route, remaining supplies. Final clue. Going through many clues, you finally find out what happened in the farewell letter. Two delighted young men came to where the treasure was, only to find out that the anti-punishing weapon was nothing but a warehouse full of already crystallized salt, with a research report full of newspaper cutouts that consisted of rumors about how salt could kill the punishing virus. Oh, I know that face. Hello, Roland. This is the last area to investigate. Hope we can find a clue. Something's wrong with this corrupted. Let's knock it out first. Continue to collect the remains in the area. And just beat some people up again.
Let's regroup.
Advance to the next area. She looks great in thigh highs. Pow pow pow.
Let's regroup. If you weren't willing to play for it.
It died.
The winner's pot is Noble Commandant.
Looking forward to the Fortnite Total Drama game mode they announced. I missed that announcement. Well, that reminds me, I need to get back on Fortnite because I need to finish out the OG Season 3 or 4 pass, whatever it is. I want that Night Raven. With your combined efforts, you defeated the last of them. However, among the familiar mechanical bodies, you find some unfamiliar corrupted. What are these things? Looks like the fuse corrupted on the train. Does this have anything to do with the Red Tide? We still don't have enough intel. Lee, can you use the Spear of FOS to restore their memory? I'm trying. I can pick up their data, but it can't be deciphered. Is there any other clues? Once we've watched the final segment, this area will be clear. Let's proceed to the next area. At that point, your comms indicator flashes again. Finally, I've reached you. Are you alright? Oh, hi, Murray. We're fine. I received Bridget's report. We really should prioritize tracking the Ascendants. Is there anything else to report? Get out of here. You're distracting me from my work. Lol. Sorry, I'll be leaving shortly. Why are you two together? We lost contact for so long I was starting to get worried. I noticed you sent a report to Asimov through the surveys channel, so I thought I'd come here to see how it's going. Asimov, we collected new samples. Good, send them to me. I also found some new corrupted. New corrupted? If you don't mind, Liv? Not at all. Receiving the sample data from Liv, Asimov furrows his eyebrows in contemplation, revealing an expression you have never seen before. He stands up suddenly and runs to the other side of the lab as if searching for something. Then you hear the sound of a cup overturning. I've never seen him this flustered. Looks like it's serious. After waiting for a moment in silence, Asimov returns to the comms with his brows still furrowed. What's happening? These bodies, they're starting to show biological signs and reformacine and corrupted. Perhaps we should no longer call them corrupted. Based on their composition, it would be more appropriate to call them hetero creatures. Something to watch the reboot, but I sometimes forget to do that. Oh, they rebooted Total Drama Island? What the fuck? Why would they reboot that? They're evolving biologically? Correct. However, based on the intel you sent back, there are still a lot of unknowns. After breaking down the components of the Red Tide by their functions, we can determine that it closely resembles the primordial ocean on Earth. So hetero creatures are born from the Red Tide. We still can't say conclusively, but given how related they are, it is highly possible. Rebooted it with a new cast. Huh. No, that's just my bot. Still can't say conclusive. How large is the Red Tide now? Can already cover an entire city block. We've also used the Spear of FOS to uncover records of a missing squad. We've only just sent their discoveries back because of the signal issues. According to them, the Red Tide was more like a red fountain previously, and it was hiding underground. But in just a short amount of time, it turned into a rising tide that could submerge an entire block. Asimov lowers his head and shifts his glance from the report on hetero creature to the information on the missing team. The rate of expansion. You worried it might cover the entire planet? We can't rule out that possibility, but we also can't panic just because it's possible. We must investigate further. Aside from this report, do you have any new information on the Red Tide? There's only one more thing. Well, tell us. While investigating the missing team, we also found out that the Red Tide can retain the consciousness of the dead. Yes, I saw this information in the report. Whether the Red Tide is imitating the dead or it really does retain their consciousness, the situation looks bleak. It means that it can lure unwitting people into the Red Tide. Lure people into it. Also may be able to use the data it collects from their consciousness to evolve its own consciousness and become a real living organism. You didn't know that? I don't really pay much attention to modern TV these days, I'm gonna be real with you. There isn't really a lot going on in the realm of modern television that enthralls me. And especially in the realm of modern Western cartoons. Like, I haven't really even been keeping up with, like, anime and stuff. I've got, like, 3 different anime shows that I need to catch up on, because I know Fire Force started its 3rd season. I haven't even watched any of those episodes yet. Dr. Stone's last season has done part of its run. I haven't even watched that yet. I need to watch season 2 of Hanako-kun. I'm behind on a lot of shit. It's still expanding. It even actively moves to places where corrupted gather to devour them, growing further. Predatory behavior. You know, this Red Tide thing almost reminds me of the big red blob monster from Digimon Tamers. However, the corrupted don't completely dissolve, rather they're dismantled in the Red Tide. They become parts. If the Red Tide crashes into humans, they will be hit and maybe even killed by these scraps before they drown. Dismantled into parts? Is it because they can't be dissolved, or... Asimov keeps his unproven speculation to himself before throwing out a question. What do you think the Red Tide will evolve into? It'll accelerate the spread of the punishing virus while continuing to expand. Is that all? Is that all? Murray nods. Asimov stops his work and turns to see him smiling by his side. I just received a report from another team. They were stationed further away and they hadn't had direct contact with the Red Tide, but they spoke with the scavengers nearby. Recently, a large number of corrupted have been gathering in the ruins, where there have been reports of unused supplies. However, no one that ventured into the ruins has ever returned. Who do you think is responsible for this? Could it be the Ascendants? It's highly likely. Scavengers gave a vague description, but early accounts seem to share some resemblance. At this rate, even if it didn't lead us here, we would have investigated this area due to the rumors of or sheer number of teams that would have gone missing here. This means they have a trump card in their hand. Once it matures, they will have something as powerful, if not more, than the Ascendants. Matures? They needed to keep it a secret in the past, but now they're no longer afraid of people spreading rumors or our squads going missing. That can only mean that their trump card is almost ready to be deployed. In other words, although the Red Tide and hetero creatures pose a threat, they can't overpower us anytime soon. And yet they still carry out their plan, which means there must be an even greater threat. I think so too. Now that we obtain this information, we need to destroy this immature trump card before they can play it. Of course it didn't take you long to figure it out, Lee. Anyone would have come to the same conclusion with this information. But we don't have enough intel yet. Commandant Lee, please report back if you have any new information. Can you leave my lab first? Alright, no problem. Just here because you looked anxious from all the news on the Red Tide, so I wanted to coordinate with you on the new information as soon as possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Asimov was just like, fuck you, man. I appreciate the gesture, but you can sort out the information later and give it to me then. Alright, I'll be going now. Murray nods to Asimov, then waves to the camera. Be careful, everyone, especially you, Lee. Don't get carried away. Got it. Lee is just like, my brother's a fucking idiot. You can just, like, I can just feel it. It's like, he's just like, man, my brother's a fucking idiot. Sorry, I'm distracting myself. Okay, enough of looking at that. Anyway. But yeah, no, Lee's face is just like, fucking idiot. Got it. Murray smiles and terminates the call, but right after that, you see familiar projection flashes by. Huh? What is it, Commandant? I think I just saw Roland. He was chasing a boy. I was wondering, it's like, Roland was on the picture and he has yet to show up. I thought we were going to fight him. Following the direction of the projection and leaving, you see Roland smiling as usual while talking with a boy. Who's the boy? The four of you look at the boy, who stares at Roland angrily and appears slightly injured. They don't look like their companions. Perhaps because they have distanced themselves from the corrupted at the scene, you only see them gesturing in conversation without hearing what they are saying. Suddenly, the boy angrily smashes his fist against the wall, forming a crack in the projected wall. This strength. Looks like the boy is a construct, too. Their conversation does not appear to be a pleasant one. Despite Roland's dissuasion, the boy runs to the end of the street, out of sight of the onlooking corrupted. At this point, the projections disappear. Let's go, Commandant. I thought we were going to fight him. Boo. I was actually hoping for a fight there. Ruins, young men's locations. More reading! You arrive at another fork. It's your call again, Commandant. Where did the young boy go? Should we just check out both of them? Afraid we don't have the luxury of time for that. Have any thought? I think we should go left. It feels more peaceful. Oh, this is one of those things. Do the cast. Seems like the boy and Roland both left. Wow. Both left. Good lord. Both went. I cannot. Why is this so hard to read? Seems like the boy and Roland both went left, but what is it? I see the projection of a female scavenger there, and I don't know why it's bothering me so much. And time for more reading. After defeating the corrupted along the way, the four of you finally reach the end of the street. Gather data, then pinpoint Roland and the boy. Acquiring target data, complete. Generating image from data, complete. Using the spear of FOS to display the projections, you see Roland smiling as usual while grabbing the young construct's neck. Huh? Can't run away anymore? There's nowhere else to run. The corrupted are swarming from behind. You can't take them out alone. He grabs the boy's neck to force him to look back. Even though the corrupted projections have been destroyed, the young construct still continues to look towards the other end of the street in anguish and rage. It appears that, while standing there, he must have seen a dire situation with many corrupted blocking their way out. Let me go! You're too weak now. It wouldn't be wise to resist. I don't know what you're talking about. The pressure from his neck suddenly increases. His consciousness and voice slowly fade. Hurts, doesn't it? Whether it be humans or constructs, life without ascension is so fragile. Let me go. Oh, why do you still insist on resisting? Let me see the answer in your mind. A red current flows through Roland's arm and the hand that is grabbing the boy's neck. It surges into his entire body in an instant. As the corruption continues to rise, Roland is able to easily uncover the data within the boy's mind. You... Relax. If you're not careful, I'll tear your mind to pieces. No, don't. I see. You were sold by your mother. Ah, yet another orphan. What? I've seen so many others like you, all abandoned. They will be ascended, then saved from their sea of suffering. I don't need saving. It seems that you've been misguided by what you believe is correct. Even though Roland's words and corruption have filled the boy with misery, the young construct continues to struggle in resistance. You heard that she came here with other scavengers. Is that not why you applied to conduct a mission here? Are you using this as a way to find your family?
Like spicy stuff.
Shut up, phone. I forgot I left my phone open on a Vexoria short. Let's see. You're using this as a way to find your family, but your memories of her were from so long ago. Even if you see her now, you might not recognize her. Mind your own business. Hearing the boy's response, Roland shows an unsurprising expression of contempt, then throws the boy into the collapsed ruins. Smiling, he slowly walks towards him. I am so good at reading. Can't you tell? I keep just reading all the wrong prompts. What a pity. After becoming a construct, your predecessor who took care of you was rebooted after being seriously injured. She not only lost her memory data, but was also transferred out of here. You are powerless in protecting her. That's why you lost. Without her, the other members will only belittle you. Isn't that right? The young construct clenches his teeth tightly and struggles as the corruption continues to take hold. You have nothing. However, it is because you have nothing that I can give you everything. On behalf of the Ascendants. Why protect a group of people who beat you down? Why bother transporting supplies to people who don't respect you at all? Because you are too weak. If you have the power of an Ascendant, no one will dare look down on you again. Your beloved predecessor wouldn't have forgotten everything from being injured so badly. The power of an Ascendant? Yes, become an Ascendant. Your hatred is your greatest gift. With your power as an Ascendant, you can wave the blade of revenge against the people you hate. Can I really? Of course. How will you do that? Just make it there alive. Roland grasps the young construct's hand and gives him coordinates. With this amount of corruption, I'm afraid. Roland leans down, whispers something in the boy's ear, and pats him on the shoulder. Suddenly, the deadly red currents subside significantly. Do as I say. The young construct stands there, looking at the hollow map in hesitation. Roland leisurely walks away from the boy, as if appreciating the surrounding destruction. Suddenly a notification sounds on his comms. Yes, no problem. I just secured one. Where are you? Looks like I have to help you fill more vacancies. No matter. Those that are capable should be left to bear the burden. That's why the Ascendants around Miss Luna come and go, yet I remain. Terminating the call, Roland's projection smiles and walks away. Next, I guess I should continue looking for seeds, instead of letting those unreliable Ascendant recruits do it. Did he say Ascendant recruits? Well, it was recorded a long time ago. I doubt that he was talking to the ones we're familiar with that tone. But what did he mean by come and go? Thinking about what Roland said, you shift your gaze back at the boy standing still. I can see the general direction on his hollow screen. It only shows this area. If only he had switched to navigation overview. But the boy does not switch to the navigation overview. Instead, he just lowers his hand and walks in the direction indicated on the map. Well, at least we have a general direction. Let's go that way first. I don't know what happened to the boy. If only we could see his record again. Yeah, I'll be looking out, too. You worried about him? I can't help but pity him. But I also understand that there are countless teams like his. Liv puts her hand on her chest and clutches her fist. In this world, life and death are a common sight, but I thought I was used to it. Something tells me that you never get used to that. If you're able to actually get used to that, I think you start having problems. It's good that you're not used to it. Life is precious. That's why people choose to hurt and kill one another just to stay alive, but this only makes matters worse. Liv said everyone has witnessed many similar tragedies along the way. In order to live a better life, protect those important to them, or compete for military accolades, people bully the weak, plunder resources, and take lives. And they have long reduced qualities like kindness from strength to weakness. However, I still want to believe that there are many other teams with deep bonds like us. Liv's voice is so low that she does not sound convinced. There are teams with deep bonds, but this will bring new problems. Hearing this, Liv lowers her head in sadness. Like Tifa? Yeah, I heard that some constructs wipe their memory in order to prevent something extreme from happening, like what happened to Tifa. They wiped their memory. Yeah, they chose to rid themselves of the torturous memories of fallen comrades. In the years of treating the wounded, I have seen a lot of such things. They abandoned their memories in order to live? In order to survive. Excuse me. Ay, ay, ay. There's the yawns again. Ah. In order to survive, we have to decide what to accept, as difficult to bear as they are. That's the price. The price. Lucia looks at her hand, lost in contemplation. Back then, I was prepared to lose my memories because there were more things I couldn't lose. So this is the price I paid. You had more things to lose? A little bit. Lucia raises her head and smiles. Didn't we make a promise? The 4 Grey Ravens will stay together forever. So I need to return to the battlefield. I need to be by your side. You've changed, Lucia. Yeah. How so? In the past, Lucia was like a sharp blade willing to pay any price for a mission, but now there's a gentleness to her, as if she has found a sheath for her sharp edges. A blade belongs in a sheath. For me, the Grey Ravens and the Commandant have indeed become where I belong. I'm happy to be with you too. Grey Raven is the one and only home to us all. Although Lee does not say anything, the corners of his mouth raise into a faint smile. Yeah, that sounds like Lee. Lucia stands next to the 3 of you. Although her gestures are still very similar to Lotus and Dawn from before, she shows a sign of gentleness. As if aware of your silence, Lucia walks over. What is it, Commandant? You seem more gentle than before. That's because this promise is what I want to treasure and protect. That is why I'll no longer treat myself only as a weapon. It doesn't mean that I will lose my edge. Now that I have something to protect, I will not stop fighting, like a sharpened blade in the sheath. Don't overwork yourself. Well, it seems that I'm lucky. Not only did I survive, but so did my precious memories. They are safe within my mind. Even though I need to refamiliarize myself with my memories, it's a very insignificant price compared to leaving you and everyone else, Commandant. This fight will come to an end. Yes, I believe you. She smiles bitterly, but her eyes shine with hope and conviction. Standing at the base of what appears to be a mountainous feat, she is like a mountaineer determined to climb the rugged path and reach the distant peak. Commander, I believe this fight will come to an end too. Even when that day comes, the 4 Grey Ravens will always be together. Indeed, I don't ever want to go through the trouble of changing teams. I heard it was quick and easy. Shut up. I love little, like, snark lines like that. That's great. It just makes little moments like that all the better. I love it. Even though he snaps at you, the corners of his mouth turn into a faint smile. Let's go. Let's change the course of this fight. Roger, Grey Ravens, let's go. Give me a second, I'm looking at something. Actually, not too bad, all things considered. How much do I have to add to that? Okay, let's see what happens here. See a familiar silhouette from the projections of Corrupted. Following the path, you see the projection of a female scavenger sitting beside a bonfire. Oh, she's the same scavenger we saw back there just a while ago. Seems like she's been here for quite some time now. When Liv walks up to her, she saw the woman staring at a faded photo. Older scavengers usually travel as a group, so they have one another to rely on. Why is she here alone, then? Probably has to do with the photo. The woman stares at the picture, her tears reflecting the light of the bonfire. Who's the person in the photo? Go, dice roll. You suddenly realize that it is that young boy construct on the photo. It's too blurry to tell, but judging from the way she's touching the photo, it might be a family member. Could it have to do with the young construct? I can't say for sure, but it's very likely. We should gather more clues. Scavenger woman's data. Oh, hey, look, it's rolling. Not long after pressing onward, a familiar figure appears among the projections in the ruins. Is that the boy we just saw? A boy stands on the lofty ruins, looking out at the destroyed block. He resembles a Corrupted with the amount of broken parts on his body. Looks like he failed to become an Ascendant like Roland. The boy stumbles forward in the ruins, his eyes, once full of anger, are now devoid of any semblance of emotion. Even though it is just a projection, he is still entwined with the red current. This must have happened when he returned from that place. But didn't Roland give him an invitation? Why would he let him become a Corrupted? Because he was still required to make it there alive. Looks like he failed. The young construct continues to wander the deserted ruins, occasionally looking at the sky and making some mechanical and meaningless gestures. Suddenly, a female scavenger stops by the ruins. Jet? Whether the uncorrupted hears a name or simply a loud noise, he turns around and staggers towards the female scavenger. How could you turn into a... She begins to weep and takes out a smushed piece of bread from her backpack, apparently handing it to the boy. Do you hate Mommy? Oh, this is so messed up. The boy is unable to respond now that he's a corrupted. But if Mommy didn't hand you to that Daedalus corporation, we would have all starved to death. As she weeps, she becomes more heartbroken, but the boy still does not respond. Instead, he continues to walk slowly toward her. I heard some soldiers say that you were here on a mission, so I wanted to see you again. Saying that, she wept quietly. But how did you turn into this? While his mother cries, the boy hobbles toward her like a toddler learning to walk. He steps on a loose brick, then slides down the ruins. Jet! Jet! The female scavenger hurries to help the boy up and hands him the piece of bread. I'm sorry, it's all I have left. You can have it. He opens his mouth like a toddler to eat the bread his mother gives him, but then bites off her hand in the process. Ah! The woman unleashes a blood-curdling scream from the pain. It seems that she has not noticed, or rather cannot accept, that her child has turned into a corrupted. No. Liv's outstretched hand falls helplessly by her side. The four of you know that there's nothing you can do that could change what happened. Female scavenger clutches her severed wrist, then hurriedly gets up to run away. Why do you hate me so much? Mommy just wanted us to survive. I simply chose our best chance of survival. I never meant to abandon you. The woman falls to the ground from the pain in her severed arm. Too weak to stand, she helplessly watches as her son approaches with each step. Mommy, Jess. He thrusts his hand right through his mother's chest, causing blood to spew out of her mouth. She still fights through the agony to say her last words. Mommy failed you. I wanted to make us a happy family. Unfazed by his mother's last words, the corrupted boy drags his mother down the street as she breathes her dying breath. Liv remains silent for a moment, then raises her head and looks firmly at the three of you. Let's go. The sooner we put an end to the Ascendants and the Red Tide, the sooner we can prevent something like this from ever happening again. That's the Liv I know. Alright, let's keep going. Damn! I always knew this shit got dark, but gosh dang. That's just like, oof. Pain.
Let's regroup. Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Honorable Commandant. Hey, why is her voice? Like, I don't know what it is with that voice, but just why is her voice? Screw it. I'm gonna try it. Deep memory shard ember. You follow the path the boy has taken, eventually crossing the vast but monotonous zone. Roads narrow as you travel further. It is hard to imagine that humans worked at a place so confined during the Golden Age. We haven't come across any clues, but I'm seeing a lot of supply boxes ahead. I wonder if they hold anything useful. Let's go take a look. Cast, go. Find a keycard of the business district. Can it open the nearby gate? This keycard is very well preserved. Seems like it's still usable. You can pass the security door ahead with it. It's amazing how something so ancient still works. That's craftsmanship from the old days. These security doors have been repairing themselves, and security equipment on either side of them are now aggressive because they've been infected by the punishing virus. This will be interesting. I wonder if the keycard is going to work on the infected door. It's true that these doors can repair themselves, but at the end of the day, they're still just doors. The punishing virus can't possibly change these doors structurally, so they will definitely open when you insert the keycard into them. I see, so I'll just need to keep an eye out for the security equipment. District keycard. The gate makes a horrifying sound and slowly opens. Huh. Who's this? We're almost done searching the area, but we didn't turn up any clues. This is all we can see on the map. Where should we go next? My gosh, these sections are long as crap. Holy hell. Just when everyone is at a loss, a flustered researcher catches everyone's attention. Excuse me, have you seen this person? She pulls out a picture and asks around the scavengers. You damn fancy folks with your fancy jobs, if you're looking for someone, why don't you go ask your damn watchdogs? Sorry, this is personal. I can't ask security for help. Please, help me. Hearing this, the scavenger squatting in the corner takes the photo and glances at it. Oh, this gal. I can give you the scoop, but what's in it for me? The flustered researcher takes out a bag of compressed biscuits from her pocket and hands it to the scavenger. He quickly rips open the bag and swallows them whole. I just saw her go that way. The researcher thanks the scavenger, then runs in the direction he was pointing. He smacks his lips and sneers. Heh, I didn't see nothing. By the look of the scavenger and researcher, this must have happened quite a long time ago. There are no clues that match the key intel here. Shall we take a chance? Following the researcher's projection, you all arrive at a dark alley. We haven't searched this area yet. The entrance is well hidden, looks intentional. See if there are any records here. During putting the key intel into the Spear of FOS, the researcher reappears in front of you. She has not run down the alley for long before embracing a construct and cries, "Sister!" She found her even though he just pointed in a random direction. Was it because she kept narrowing her search? Family members share a certain bond. It's not that strange. Growing up with someone makes it easier to predict where they'll go. After all, you're familiar with their habits and how they think. Really? I don't have any practical experience in this matter. You don't have any siblings, Liv? I have brothers and sisters, but we're not related by blood. If we did, maybe it would have been better. Blood? Lucy has been separated from her sister for too long. So sad. It's like, damn. Ugh. What the hell is that? Oh. At that moment, the construct in the researcher's arm turns around and gives a look of surprise. Oh, you're Liadrin's little sister, Angel, right? Oh, wrong person. It's you. How did you know she's here? Where is she? Why haven't I heard from her for so long? Her locator pinpoints her near this area. That's the only reason I found this place. Didn't anyone tell you? She was wounded in battle and switched bodies in order to recover. I saw her go out this morning. Maybe she's on a mission. Does she still remember me? I don't think her memory data was damaged. She said hi to me last night. You don't feel at ease. Just wait for her here. I need to get going. I'm still on a mission. She waves goodbye and leaves. Angel breathes a sigh of relief and sinks to the ground. Seems like she's worried about her sister, and as a researcher, the fact that her sister is a construct, she must have her own reasons. Angel stands up and pats the dirt off her knees. Just as she's about to walk to a nearby bench, her comm rings. A message. Sister? She opens the message in a hurry. The four of you onlookers step forward and look carefully at the words on the screen. Sorry I haven't been in touch with you for so long, Angel. I was wounded in battle a few days ago. When I was at the rescue camp, I saw a winged mechanical angel. He told me about a power known as the Ascension Network. Oh no, here we go again. A winged, you feel a pain in your chest. We were both researchers, but when we ran out of test subjects, they used me instead. Since then, I haven't been able to continue with my research. But now I've been presented an opportunity to research the punishing virus, so I've accepted his invitation. You idiot. Farewell, Angel. I hope we see each other again in this life. After reading the message, Angel staggers backward a few steps and falls to the ground again. The Ascension Network? Even though she does not know what she is talking about, she can still sense the danger. Sister, I will find you. I will. Angel stands up, ignoring the dust on her body, turns back, and dials a number in her contacts. It's me, Angel, requesting permission to locate Liadrin. Permission denied, Angel. How many times have I told you? Quit getting involved with your sister. You'll only hinder her in battle. I know it was against your wishes for her to become a construct. But think about your future career. You know what unemployment looks like. Then I won't beat around the bush. She's gone AWOL. Do you know where she is now? What? Do you have any proof? Try contacting her. Alright, wait a moment. Shortly after, her comm rings again. I can't reach her. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to dispatch a team to help you look for her. For your sake, I hope she comes back to her senses. After all, your sister is quite an accomplished soldier. We put her talents in high regard. Not long after terminating the call, 3 constructs arrived by car. The car's navigation system clearly displays the coordinates of their destination. Angel enters the car and proceeds en route to their destination, quickly disappearing out of sight. Damn, there is so much going on here. Like, woof. Gosh, dig-a-dang. There's a lot going on here. Finally, we found a clue. Looks like they went here. Let's get going, Commandant. On it. Do you think she'll be able to find her sister? This really is the Ascendant's headquarters. I'm afraid this doesn't look good. Liv clenches her hands and gives a look of sadness. Blood is complicated. When you grow up together, it brings you closer to one another. Times like this, it also pushes you to the abyss. Blood. This is the second time Lucia says this word. Is she still thinking about what happened to her sister Luna? I'm here, Commandant. Yes. I don't understand. Why did Luna become an Ascendant? I heard that she was disposed of after failing to become a construct. Did something happen? Why is she with another me? If she is me, why did she choose to become an Ascendant? Maybe she went through something you didn't. You mean the same person with different experiences will make different choices. Different experiences? They could do it again. If they could live in a gentle environment, they wouldn't have chosen this path, would they? Your choice is proof of that. If only I could know what she went through, I might be able to understand why she made this choice. But Lucia looks up and stretches her hand towards the distant sky. The sun hiding behind the clouds struggles to shine a ray of light between her fingers. I found out from her memories that all of this is a lie, and that my purpose belongs somewhere else. Will I become someone like her? You won't. You sure, Commandant? I believe in you. Hearing this, she places her outreached hand on her heart. Her smile shows signs of doubt and bitterness. She and I are the same person. I wouldn't be surprised if we'd make the same decision. Do you really believe in me? Yes, I'm sure she would make the same decision as you. You mean, if she had the same experience as I have, she would also be standing here as a member of the Grey Ravens? Your affirmation does little to assuage Lucy of her worries. Confusion of the unknown, the fear of loss, the possibility of parting after uncovering the truth. All these worries cloud her heart, much like the sun above. Whatever happens in the end, I respect your decision, Lucia. Thank you, Commandant. Lucia nods. Although the worries in her eyes remain, her smile widens faintly. She turns and leads the rest of you to the target location. Her pace continues to be firm in conviction, and like a raven aimed at its target, she spreads her wings and soars into the cloud-covered sky. Oh, that's true. She can't actually, like, fly. Ugh, man. What is going on? Do I just not have enough mental stimuli right now, or or is it an energy thing? I don't know. Map. Okay, so this way leads, this way goes up. Oh, I don't have this item. Okay, never mind. No choice. Claim. Man, why are the desert ruins so damn big? My gosh. I may say that. What does this actually do? Missions. Oh, story missions. Chapter 13. Sorry, just taking a minute to do something. Why is that notification not going away? That's so weird. Whatever. You know what? Oh, Kuro's live. Nice. Kowo. Kowowo. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my Twitter notifs. They're just being stupid right now. I'm gonna jump in the pain cage for a minute. I need to just throw some heat. Do I still have my plasma team here? I do not. Never mind. Right, we're gonna go to Outlier Point. Who do I still need to clear? You don't have... Oh, right, you don't have enough either. Sure, we'll try plasma teaming her, see how that goes.
I'll see.
Lilith,
It's important.
Pyroth, and you get to stay. Yeah, let's just see what happens. I have no idea.
Let's regroup. It's up to you. Go all in or fold. If you weren't willing to play for it, let's regroup. Come on, Commandant. Watch them drown in their desire. Stop playing. Raven's light. Rise and fly high.
God, I love this music.
At your service. Let's regroup. If you weren't willing to play for it,
I'm definitely not getting a better score because I'm taking way too long. I'm trying to remember, how am I supposed to do this?
watch them drown in their desire.
So I'm drowning in their desire.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
I love that song though. Yeah, that didn't work. I was still way faster at that with the Lightning team.
I'll be.
Don't slow me down.
Why did the
Don't
music
get
suddenly
hurt by my
disappear?
strokes.
That was weird. Alright, let's try this again, shall we?
Give me all you got.
This prison of fate.
See, like, that's so fast. How can you get that any faster?
Ready to join me? On the path of thunder?
I literally narked her in 23 seconds. How can you do that any faster? Like, seriously, what team comp does that quicker? I really need to know. Someone did it even faster before. Like, how? I don't know. It's weird. Whatevs. Also, I love how I pumped up my serum number, and I just realized I haven't actually burned any of it yet, because I've been doing that because of the mission I'm on, or the chapter I'm on. battle! Startle! I have to redo List's combat cycle just so I can remember how to actually play this. Either that or the tutorial. Her gear in the tutorial is set up in a way that lets her do the shit that I'm failing at doing. I don't know. What are these anyway? It's time for more reading! You find a route from Angel's Clues and enter a chemical plant under lockdown. This chemical plant is huge, but there isn't a path we can go through. So we just climb over then? Probably not a good idea to climb over the fence with all the contaminated wastes around. You know, that's a very valid point. Also, I need to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. I has returned. I had to go take care of some laundry and stuff. Also, hello, Scotty. Oh, snap. Just catching up on the feed. Thank you for the resub, Scotty, of 52 months. Holy cow. 4 years and 4 months I've served on board the Dutchman and many more to come. Okay, I'm not a slave driver. Come on, man. But thank you for the resub. How are you doing today? Contaminated wastes. Nods. Rumor has it that someone tried to resume operations at the plant a few decades ago for power. But it ended up causing an accident because they didn't have the technology. These contaminated wastes were left here then and contaminated the land. It's been closed ever since. It's going to be hard for us to travel through this place. Oh goody. We all love crawling through radiation. Tired 100 years before the mast, will ye serve? Tired as fuck, been run off my feet all week at work. Damn. Well, at least tomorrow's Saturday, so you've got the weekend off. Or, I mean, at least you get to do stuff you want to do, since I know you usually hang out with your buddies on the weekend. Work's in a meltdown at the moment. Oof. Contamination is going to have a detrimental effect on Commandant if we keep going. There's a security room ahead. Let's go and see what we can find there. Confirm. See a dated key card inside the rotten wood ship. Some people believed cards made in this material would be non-biodegradable. Now it has been proven. The key card is very well preserved. Seems like it's still usable. Seems like someone was here not so long ago. Did they leave this key card here? Thank you, nice person. Has to be protective gear around if scavengers can hang around here. Let's look for them. No sales, but we keep making product for storage, and, well, there's now fuck all space to put it. Yeah. Yeah, considering where the industry you work in, yeah, that makes sense that that would happen. It's like y'all want to keep up with the supply, but there's no demand, so you're stuck stockpiling it all. Even after you have put on the suit properly, Liv still triple checks every inch of it. The cold store we use in England has basically told us not to send any more trucks or they will be sent back. Oh. Torn diary. Looks like this all leads the same direction anyway. Let's see what happens here. Nothing. We fight. This is company-wide, not just my factory. Damn. Everyone's getting hit hard by whatever the fuck's going on these days.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Her voice every time. Prep center. Let's see. Let's go give you a boost. Sure, we'll do that. Why not? Bum, 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 bum. They are producing frozen product because the stores for at least 2-3 years, and since it's able to last, it's essentially seen as an investment by the bosses into future profits, even though it won't sell anytime soon, so to me it's worthless. Well, you know, the higher-ups always think they know better than everyone else. Even though, do they really? Probably not. And at the end of the day, we're just the grunts in the, on the force. This is going to be interesting. You open the diary full of tear marks. There are a few vaguely written prayers on it. The person who wrote them seems to be exhausted. You find a map with marks on the last page and use it to find a new exit. The four of you follow the planned route out of the ruins and into an area interspersed with abandoned factories. I already know the general situation. I'll contact you again if there are any new developments. I want to turn full Hulk and just lay into my bosses, but I also need my job. Man, I feel that one so hard sometimes. There are some days at work where I just want to, like... I don't dislike any of my managers. I think they're all fine people. They, like, some of them have quirks that get on my nerves every so often, but for the most part, they're fine. But then there's just some days where I'm just like... There's just, like, a frustration that I just want to unload onto them. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to get fired. Because I feel like if I say things in the way that I want to say them, I'm probably going to get my ass tossed. It's like, I don't really want that. So, you know, it's a thing. It's a thingy thing. Excuse me. I want to see something just for funny ha-has. So how is ye? I'm doing alright. I'm just, you know, chilling. Today has been one of those days. Thoughts on Gyojuju so far? I'm enjoying it. I was telling QB earlier because he was in here for like 5 seconds and he asked me about Gyojuju and I was like, I'm only on episode 7, so you caught up? No, not even close. I am nowhere near close to caught up. I'm only on episode 7. I've got like 7 left to do, 8 left I think. Like literally it was like episode 6 was the last one I watched, so that was the one where Daijujin shows up at the end underneath the cloak. And I was like, oh yeah, that happens. It's like, I didn't remember what episode it was, but I was like, oh yeah, this happens. So it's like, I have yet to catch up. Favorite so far is Tyranno. He is certainly quite the character. May be hard to reach right away. There's no need to worry. I have some acquaintances nearby. They know my brother. If anything happens, they can lend a hand at a moment's notice. As for you, Commandant, you'll have no problem as long as you follow my brother. Acquaintances, you know people that can enter a dead zone? A lot of people went in with the main force this time. What's weird about knowing a few of them? Exploring the ruins takes a lot of stamina with all the heavy protective equipment and safety terminals. That's why Commandants can't operate around dead zones for too long. You dare use my icon for something other than me to simp, I will throw this rock at you. That was really funny, the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna sit here and live on top of Tegasword. It's like, I'm gonna throw this at you. It was so funny. Lee makes sure the Commandant gets some rest. There's bound to be trouble. The Commandant needs to be at peak performance to make sure nothing bad happens. Murray smiles and says goodbye to the 4 of you, then terminates the call. We've been fighting for quite some time now. You should rest up, Commandant. We don't have time. Commandant. Liv looks sad, but she does not say anything, so you continue onward. The warm afternoon sun at your backs, the remains left behind by the red tide emit the same peculiar gazes, surrounding you on all sides. The crumbling buildings nearby form a concrete forest, reaching into the low clouds, limiting their visibility. In the shadow of the abandoned factories, there's a pile of crates of varying sizes, most of which show signs of being rummaged through. I think I'm on like Ep 9 in terms of watching it. Nice. So you're a couple episodes ahead of me, and then QB's probably been binging it. I wonder if those crates contain any clues. As she keeps moving, Liv examines the crates stacked on the side of the road. This area has already been picked clean by scavengers. I doubt there's anything of value here. I need to sit and find time to catch up. I was probably going to try and watch some more of it later after stream, depending on how long I decided to go for today. Been a hectic few days since my older brother had his new baby. Oh boy! Another niece or nephew for you to get into your fandoms. Nephew. Oh, okay, that makes it even easier. Anyway. Scavengers rummage for supplies, but clues will be left in their tracks. Hey, what's this? Liv runs up to the crates beside her and returns with a book. The book appears to have been hidden in the crates and its pages were specially preserved. Even then, the book has deteriorated over time. Seems like the pages will rip out with little effort. It's a book, the predecessor to ebooks. I've heard that people in the Golden Age would restore ebooks into physical copies that were sold for nostalgia or collection. Looks like it's one of those physical books. He's too small. I mean, he is for now. Also, just reading this sentence right here, I'm like, we are so going to be headed towards this future. I can already predict it. Physical books will... I mean, we already have ebooks alongside of physical books, but it's like, how long till physical books eventually get phased out? And then get to a resurgence as a nostalgic thing. What's a cassette? Oh my gosh, that made me feel so old reading that and seeing that in Gojuger. I'm like, ow. I mean, for one thing, the guy put the cassette tape in a CD player. But then also it's just like, this is supposed to be newer than records. I'm like, where did you even get a cassette? The show episode made a lot of people feel old. I'm just sitting there like, where did you even get a cassette in this modern day and age? Like, where did you find that? Nobody sells cassettes anymore. The only people that sell cassettes these days are like people who just want to do them for novelty. I mean, hell, records. People still sell. I think like some people still sell records for novelty, but it's depends on like who's doing it. Like that track collection that Cinder had during her subathon. That her background, or her BGM artist just released. Came in like the fire red and regular black vinyl, something like that. And then also came in CDs, which I did grab one of those. Even though I bought the song collection digitally as well off of her Bandcamp, but I still grabbed a physical, because why not? Well, vinyl meant you to come back with certain artists in a few places in Glasgow still have a cassette wall display. Damn. The four of you continue onward, book in hand. While Lucia continues to look around, she glances at the book in Liv's hand, seemingly interested. What's in the book? Is it a clue? Carefully, Liv opens the faded cover and a white petal falls out onto her hand. It's a pear blossom? It's been flattened. I don't know if it's real or not. She carefully puts the petal back and reads the title of the book. Cardman Rider Genesis? Okay. Y'all know what we're thinking. You read a name like that, we all know what everyone's thinking. How is that? Anything new happened? As the thing now, has anything happened? Not really. I think the only thing that's kind of happened is the mod team, at least those that are still around, are looking into potentially trying to open the server back up a little bit, or like very gradually, because they had an recruitment drive for like temporary moderators. So that's really about it. It's like they might be trying to like slowly reopen the server, at least like all the general ones that aren't subscription based. And I think some people have, like, got word of it, and of course the drama tubers are, like, making videos out of that. It's like, oh, maybe she's coming back soon, blah, blah, blah. But other than that, we haven't heard anything. The only thing we've seen is that we've seen her popping up in her name popping up in her own Twitch chat in offline mode. And anytime she does, some of the pyros will go in there and start an offline hype train for support reasons. Which is just honestly kind of adorable that they're trying to do that. It's like a way of, I think it's like them trying to cheer her up and whatnot, even if she's not actively communicating. But other than that, no, I don't think anything new or worthwhile has happened. Okay, let's actually see what's going on with this. Liv quickly skims through it and conveys the story to the rest of you. Based on her description, the story is about the fate of a young man who uses the power of cards to shapeshift and save the Earth from aliens with the help of his companions. This is just a tokusatsu plot, just sitting in front of me. I'd rather hope nothing bad happened to her after the drama surge. Hope it was all settled offline. Here's hoping. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see her at the rate that this is going, because we're already a month off of the initial hit. I'm going to assume we probably aren't going to see much of her, probably for at least a few months, while she gets, like, everything figured out with whatever it is she plans to do. And then, like, just at some point, we're going to see, like, a random ping from... We're going to see, like, a Twitter ping or something that's going to be like, hey... It's like going to be her teasing her return or something like that. And probably it's going to be with like a new model or some such. Just I'd imagine, given all of the mess that happened and considering who her current models are all tied to, if I was in her shoes, I would want to cut use of those like entirely. I would be like, okay, all things considered, even with the amount of investment that was put into those, I would probably still want to just cut using them ever again, as much as possible. Makes me happy that she does have the pyro support. Yeah, no, like, pretty much most of her, like, every time I look in her Discord, I swear, at least once or twice a day, I'll see someone who's, like, asking, it's like, hey, has anything been heard from her, or it's like, hey, what's... And basically just like a lot of reassurance, that a lot of them reassuring each other that yes, she'll be back, and all this other stuff, just like trying to keep things happy. They're sticking with her, not just seeing her as a pair of tits with a voice. Yeah. I mean, even me, like, you know, I'm in like the midline of like, you know, she does have stuff that she doesn't need to like make up for, even though I'm not putting all of the heat on her or even on Red at this point. After watching Armchair's video about the whole situation, honestly, my ire more aims towards Nano and Lily more than anything these days. But, you know, I'm still waiting to see Cinder come back. I can't go financially blasting like these guys do, as much as I'd love to, but, you know. I'm waiting to see when she returns, and hopefully things will get back to somewhat normal. We'll see, though. But yeah, no, this description of like this story just sounds like a toku plot to me. The fate of a young man who uses the power of cards to shapeshift and save the Earth from aliens with the help of his companions. On another topic, that Badger video is a great binge. That Badger video is basically what happens when you play Repo with mods. It is quite a fun time. Admittedly, I've actually never played Repo with mods. I've only played it vanilla, and I've only played it the one time. I still want to try and get a group together to play Repo. By the look of the content, there's nothing that can be used as a clue. At least it was an interesting read. Liv is secretly a, think fast, chuckle nuts, flashbang. That was hilarious, the fact that you can do that in there. That's hilarious. Also, you can tell that is a pre-updated repo, because I know they changed some of the mechanics due to player abuse of certain things, so and I didn't see that meter in the game, so I'm like, oh, this is before they added that, probably. I feel that it's great to be able to trust and fight side by side with your companions, not just in the story, but in real life as well. Same here, I'm really glad to have met you all. Ah, wholesome moments. Liv nods and carefully turns the book to the last page. On the inside of the back cover, she sees a beautifully written note. Earth has been stricken with innumerable disasters, and time has washed every one of them away. Live for tomorrow because it all will pass. To Shrek. Ain't no damn way. Hold up. That is getting the I need to screenshot this and post this in my Discord with no context. I kind of wish I had screenshotted the other thing now. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Hold up. Post that. Any disaster will eventually subside, so we must keep fighting. We maintain hope as we wait for a better tomorrow. Liv silently recites the note as she rubs the white lining of the page with her fingertips. Suddenly, as if she notices something, she holds the book in front of her and carefully confirms her suspicions. Hey, it looks like something's been covered up with repair glue. She puts the book up to the sunlight, trying to see what is under the glue. Anything? Lucia leans over to Liv and sees a line written in messy handwriting under the patch. Don't scribble those lies on a book for me. Who the heck still believes in hope on this forsaken planet? Starway was an interesting addition. Hearing her adding to the shenanigans was hilarious. Well, you know, Heavenly and his VTuber connections. Gotta come in handy eventually, right? Sorry, it doesn't look like a clue. Liv makes an apologetic face and places the petal back into the book. It's okay, we just came across it anyway. It might not be a clue, but seems like it was cherished by its owner. Mind if I put it back? Go ahead, it's not that far back. Liv nods and quickly runs back to where she found it. I'm back. Alright, let's go. Hopefully we can find some leads along the way. After all, we're likely to encounter ascendants up ahead. It'd be nice to have some more intel. You're right, Commandant. When you're up against the ascendants... The three look over anxiously, as if not wanting to recall their so-called vacation. Relax, I still plan on cashing in on retirement. Say that sort of talk for when we return safely to Babylonia. The four of you fall into an awkward silence. I'm not sure if this counts as a clue, but... Liv looks around at the surrounding area, lost in contemplation. What is it? I've been here before. Really? You've been here before too? You too, Lee? I recall passing through here on a survey mission, but that was when I was still with Corono. Oh, it's been a while for me too. Something from your past, Liv? It was before I was a construct, back when I was a medic. I was ordered to come rescue people here. Liv points to the southeast, over there, but I'm sure it's already completely destroyed. At the time, our retaliation forces were overwhelmed by corrupted. Most of the soldiers were ordered to evacuate, but that would have led to even more casualties. I stayed behind to heal the wounded until the constructs arrived. But seems like this place has left quite an impression. Has it? It really has. It was because of that incident that I became a construct. That has allowed me to help more people, like what I'm doing now. And because I helped everyone, I was able to join Grey Ravens and be with you all. I'm surprised Lee came here on a mission as well. What about you, Lucia? Have you been here before? If that's the case, then I think fate has brought us together. When asked this question, Lucia lets out an awkward expression. This place seems familiar, but I can't recall why. Probably your memory scramble. Maybe you lost some of your memories when you changed frames? Back then? No, I already checked. Lucia's mind didn't suffer any memory loss, and her memory data was stable. She didn't lose any of her memories when she was transferred into the plume frame. Maybe it's just deja vu? Deja vu? Deja vu! I can see this face before. We were all thinking it. You probably have been somewhere similar. That's why you think it looks familiar. But I don't have any memories from a place like this. Maybe you lost some memories before you transferred into the plume frame? Think now it's time to tell her? Thinking over this issue, Lucia opens her mouth hesitantly. Well, now that I think about it, some of my memory is a bit hazy and abnormal. That was with the former Grey Ravens before I met you all. She sighs softly, unsure of how to continue. Actually, you tell Lucy about what Hassan and Asimov said before you all left. You mean they have hidden a memory from me? Oh boy. Lucia lowers her head in contemplation for a moment. I trust your decision, Commandant, but we should prioritize the mission. Time is of the essence. Also, I still have some things I need to confirm. It's fine. Don't worry about whether or not you've been here with others before knowing the Commandant. Now on, the four of us will be on missions together. Alright, thanks. I'm not worried about this, but you're right. No matter what happens in the future, the Grey Ravens will always be together. You gotta love the just absolutely wholesome moments in the middle of the fucking apocalypse. 6 watch streak, let's go. Yay! Watch streaks ahoy. Also, I've just been doing so much reading. Oh yeah, there's your. Can't forget about your feather. Actually, I totally haven't even claimed my own feather. What the hell? I have less feathers than you do. That's hilarious. Walking along the designated route, the four of you walk cautiously among the dilapidated ruins.
A few moments later.
This place is completely different from what I remember. How long has it been? Really? For me, this place feels more and more familiar, but I can't remember why. Maybe you came here too, Lucia. Maybe even more recently than me. Does this have anything to do with my suppressed memory? Lucia lowers her head as she contemplates the problem. Lucia's character is so interesting to me. I'm new to this game, but I'm really enjoying the story so far. Me too. I mean, I'm not new to the game. I've been playing it since last year. I just took a break for a while, and I've just been recently getting back into it. But, you know, I like the story. It's definitely got some dark spots in it here and there. Holy cow, but other than that, though, it's been really good. I've been enjoying it. But now, Lucia's character, her storyline specifically is very interesting, considering she's connected so tightly to like two of the currently villain characters, because of the fact that like this is a duplicate Lucia. This isn't even the original. I love the little cute interactions between Lucia and the player character. Oh, it's very clearly obvious that Lucia is meant to be your love interest, is primary. Like, I think, I don't know if this counts as, I don't even know if that really counts as spoiler or not, but like, her most recent frame that she got, the Pyro frame, if you have her, and you have her, like, affections leveled up, she actually will start just, like, flat out saying, like, I love you to your character, and it's so adorable. I mean, she is just a little cutie pie, though. I mean, look at her. Watch out! Liv stops her right as she's about to step on a loose stone tile. Looks like there are still traps here. He briefly steps on the random stone tile, causing the broken tile to fall into a pit. Looking down into the pit, you see that the bottom is covered in red spikes. If someone had stepped on that, they would have fallen onto the spikes. There's no way around the collapsed road. Let's find some materials to build a makeshift bridge. Nod. I am watching this on sidelines, and it's got me interested in trying it. It's got me interested to try it, but doubt I have time to invest into it. I mean, fair. But honestly, like, I feel like this game is less of a time sink compared to, like, FGO. I think I saw a comment of someone that said Liv also likes the player character. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Liv would probably go for the Commandant as well. I feel like most of the female characters, if not all of them, probably do that, if I had to guess. But, like, Liv and Lucia specifically would, because they are your main girls. Like, they are your player squad. But no, as far as I was saying about the time investment thing, I think this game honestly is less of a time sink when it comes to like having to build up your squad and stuff like that. FGO, because this game doesn't have the problem that FGO has of material farming for the most part. I think there are like, if you want to like really like deep dive, there are some like materials that might take a minute to get your hands on, but it doesn't really feel like that, to be honest. Because mainly what you are collecting is you're collecting parts for, you're collecting XP, not modules, and then you're collecting, yeah, you're collecting XP modules to level up your character. You're collecting the modules you need to to upgrade their skills, and then the other stuff that upgrades their like weapons and memory chips and stuff. And they've just recently updated it, so all of that stuff can be bought in one place using one currency. So you don't even have to like go farming nodes or whatever. It's not that endless grind of like, oh my gosh, does this item drop from so and so or whatever. It's a pain in the. It's not even remotely anywhere as bad as like FGO, because FGO farming is a pain in the fucking ass, and I absolutely hate it. My goal is becoming a voice actor. I'll do my very best to achieve that goal. Nice. I wish thee luck on your endeavor, because voice acting is a very tricky industry to get into. You're right, be on the lookout for supplies we can use to get around the traps. Let's go, Commandant. And also, this game just has like a gazillion things to do, which is fantastic. No, we're not going to do that. Because, like, you've got... I mean, this is part of the main story. This is just a weird maze mode thing. I don't really like this. But it's like... You've got the pain cage, if you want to, like, really test your team building skills and also just, like, how proficient you are with them. You've got... the alternative interpretations, which are a lot of fun because they're, like, roguelike style mini games. Do you have a favorite character story arc? So I'm only on chapter 13, so I haven't really gotten that far in per se, because I think we're up to like chapter 30 something right now. I think the most recent chapter drop is like chapter 36, I think. So I'm like not even close to halfway done. But honestly, I think my favorite so far is actually Lucia, and just the entire thing that goes around with her because of the way that this character has been built. Because, like, I don't know how far into the game you are, but, like, so this is, like, this might be spoiler territory or not, and if it is, I do apologize, but, you know, just the way that Lucia's story is structured around her own existence, her sister, her original, you know. Because, you know, oh, the Lucia that you have on your Grey Raven squad is not the original Lucia. The Lucia that you have is a copy. And then the original one is still running around with, I guess, their sister, and both of them are on the enemy faction, so it's like, that whole story arc is just very interesting, to say the least. And then, of course, watching how she interacts with the Commandant and all that other stuff, it's very fascinating. Anyway, I'll be right back, because I ordered food, and it's apparently almost here, so give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said, food was like arriving, so I was like, alright, let me go greet them. Whew, that is a cent and a half. So for those who are curious what I ordered, apparently Wawa, who started doing pizza now, started doing a dill pickle and ranch pizza. And normally I'm not a ranch fiend, but I am a fiend for pickles, so I was like, this is going to be fascinating. Okay, I'm not going to lie, that's actually pretty good. Like I said, I'm typically not a ranch nut, but I do like some pickle. And these actually go together really well. The only unfortunate downside is that the closest Wawa to me is a good distance away, so this pizza is not exactly piping hot, but I can't really blame the DoorDasher for that. Still though, that's really good. Like, gosh dang. Anyway. Countless supply boxes are standing in the way. Why are there so many supply boxes here? Most of them are empty, but very heavy. The walls on the plant are really hard too. We're probably going to draw the corrupted our way if we're too loud. Let's just clear the supply boxes out of the way first. Agree, we might just come across some supplies. You can pass if we cling to the walls. Supply boxes at the top are still very dangerous though, so don't touch them. Careful, Commandant. Do you need to hold on to my hand? Yeah, it'll be cute and be like, of course. You hold on to Liv with your left hand and try to carefully pass through the place. uh, again, it's cute little moments like that. Company called EX Entertainment Pte. Limited has a new game called Etheria Restart. I feel like I've heard that name, but I haven't looked into it because I'm honestly kind of picky when it comes to like the gachas that I put my investments into. Yeah, since I'm sitting here just eating, give me a second. It's a turn-based hero RPG? Huh. Let's see here. I thought I still had a source for that. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Where do I do the capture? I think it's here. Nope, that ain't it. I know you guys can't hear it. Give me a second.
That's a GPU issue, unless there's just like a signal problem with your cable. But yeah, what are we talking about? The signal cable.
Put something on Rial to watch while I'm sitting here eating.
I'm so sorry. Removed the one rubber thing because it had shifted. When I ripped it off, it completely ripped these screws out the thread. Look, I know it's Reddit, but can you add the rest of the words to the sentence, please? Wait. So they glued the screws to the foot so that you couldn't take the laptop apart? That's some weird scummy stuff. That's some like back alley refurb shop kind of crap. Wow. Also, don't take the feet off your laptops. Just don't. This counts as gore, right? I mean, r/spicy pillows be a better fit, but yeah, no, this counts. It makes me sad and furious. So yeah, it counts as gore. I am an actual hardware gore detector. After a good night's sleep, where did you buy that? I found this in my living room. Destroyed. Well, $12.99 down the drain. Okay, I don't know what actually happened, but the way that you phrased that made it sound like you slept. Therefore, your tablet, I think it's a tablet, exploded. What happened? There's clearly an impact to the screen, but there's like no other context. I have no idea what's going on. It looks like a 2:3 ratio, so I'm assuming this is an iPad. 3:2, technically. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Never been took apart. Screen just came off after 7 months. Oh no, that's wild. Yeah, a lot of phones they have like a glue on them that you literally have to heat up to remove. So theoretically, if you leave your phone in the sunlight or something like that for long enough, you can get it hot enough to soften the glue. Or if it's not applied correctly to begin with, in the case of like a refurb or something like that. Wild. Working 16 core, $450 CPU. I don't like this planet anymore. The motherboard my little sister played with. Okay, and to be fair, this is not exactly like an expensive sock looking thing. So like if you're handing a board like this to a kid, expect it to be destroyed. Still a little bit painful, but I learned a lot about just very basic computer stuff by playing with stuff we got from the Radio Shack outlet and from like stuff my dad's work would throw out or my school was throwing out computers in like 3rd grade, and I just took one of them and took it home and took it all apart and found a hard drive. And I think I broke like a RAM clip or something. I know I broke a parallel port clip trying to get stuff out of, like, I'm sure I broke all sorts of stuff, but that's kind of how you learn stuff. I can't say it. Solder state drive. It's solid state drive. That's the actual term. Yep, that's toast. That's toast. I mean, you can, I'm not sure if these little wispy things, are you trying to build a SATA connection? Why is it on top of an iPhone? So many questions. Controller has stick drift. How do I repair it? Did you drift it into the fracking sun? I really like puzzles, and there's something called a ghost cube, which is basically a shape-shifting 3x3 Rubik's Cube.
I love this guy's voice.
Very similar, and they're all the same colors, so it looks weird. But it looks like this when it's scrambled. You can look it up. Just look ghost cube. It looks exactly like this controller. Nah, it'll still boot up just fine. But what will boot up just fine? This is a rusted piece of metal. You can't hold scrap in front of me and tell me you're gonna boot off of it. Don't touch the top of a stove to a Steam Deck. This is just solid technical advice. Yeah, that'll happen. Why? I have so many. How did it get there? What? For Steam Deck. Also, careful that battery. Bottom right hand corner. In case the person's watching this, just be careful. Yeah, I don't know. I was just always raised that every stove is just on. Like, you just treat it like it's on. So you don't put like pizza boxes or stuff like that on the stove. Anything that you put on top of the stove.
Sorry, I had to step off to wash my hands. Problem with starting new games, I have an addictive personality, so I get really into it. Yeah, I feel ya. Me too. Well, I guess it really depends on what the game is. Some games I don't get that addicted into, but some of them I do. Ray Raven happens to be one of those. Also, you just reminded me of something really funny. After we were doing, after we did movie night on Wednesday, Scotty, me and DL were just sitting in the call for a few more minutes, and he was playing PGR because he's trying to finish off all the missions to get all of Lucia Crimson Weave's stuff. Because they have that Thunderbolt manual thing. It's like, hey, do all of this, get Lucia's shit, and I'm like, cool. And he's apparently been like speed running through the story missions because it's part of the mission itself. Was like part of the Thunderbolt manuals. You have to get to like certain chapters in the story before it will let you clear all the missions and stuff. And he was doing that, and he gets to a mission where he's playing as a robot in a maze, and I'm like, oh, I remember that mission because I had to do that one on stream. And he was like, why am I playing as a robot in a maze? And I'm like, I'm assuming you're skipping the story, because if you weren't, you would actually know why you're playing as a robot in a maze. And then he was going like, I thought that's what you were doing. Yeah, I was skipping the story because that's what you were doing. I was like, no. I've actually been reading it. I did an entire 10 hours of my 21-hour stream attempt where I was literally just reading PGR story. Because I actually really, really like the story. This story is dark as shit sometimes, but it's still really, really good, and I really enjoy it. It's actually really funny, because considering how much of a baby he is about Attack on Titan, and how, like, depressing that world is, I'm like, man, some of the shit in PGR probably would not sit very well with him either. I think what I've come to learn is that the little boy does not like war stories. A chasm breaks the ground apart, the red tide swirling in it. It can devour you the moment you step into it. The red tide has a high level of concentration of the punishing virus around it. You need to figure out a way to get past it quickly. I'll try to find some planks. We can try to tie up some of the empty supply boxes together and walk on them. Anyhow, we need to leave here as soon as we can. Begin the casting. Jeez, talk about overkill. Freaking 4 and 10. With the team's help, you safely cross the red tide. Still, you feel like someone's watching you from behind. You turn around to find a red silhouette rising from the tide, pointing to the left. What is it, Commandant? There's a shadow in the red tide. A shadow? Did you see a projection? I think so. Or it looked like Rowler. Is it the same person who was calling for help? So he does say hi to people he doesn't know. He pointed to the left. Let's go and have a look. You're right, let's go. Authorization chip. And we'll do some fighting because I like the fights. We play this game for action.
Let's regroup.
Boom. Her posing doing that.
The winner's pot is Honorable Commandant.
Oh yeah, I also do feel like some of the English voice actors who the character is very well. I'm not entirely sure that sentence was English, but I get what you're talking about. You can hardly breathe inside this heavy protection suit, but at least it makes you safer. The rest isn't too bad and easily open the door. Seems to have been used by many people recently. Who can they be? Doot 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 doot. Deja vu. You're now approaching the chemical plant's exit. Lucia is looking around and seems absent-minded. Lucia, you okay? I'm sorry, this place seems very familiar, but I just don't remember it. I keep inserting words, I've noticed. My brain is trying to automatically fill in the spacing on some of these words. Let's look for clues here. It's my personal issue. I can't make the rest of the team do this. It might also lead us to clues about the Ascendants. Well, if you say so. Cast. Following the clues left by the projections, you find Alpha and Luna's trails. Oh hey, speaking of the others. Luna? Let's check it out, Lucia. We were here. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yep, speaking of her wayward family members. Of sorts. You input the data on the Ascendants into the sphere of FOS, this time generating the projections of Alpha and Luna. What are they doing here? We're approaching the Ascendants' base. It's not that surprising to see their projections. Next up probably won't be their projections, but the real deal. Let's go check it out. Who knows, we might be able to collect intel. Before we quickly approach the projections of Luna and Alpha, had you not known who they are, you would have assumed they were two ordinary sisters going for a walk. You're finally by my side, sis. She smiles at the other projection, but the latter remains silent. Yeah, that sounds like Alpha. You want to know why I became an Ascendant? I do. In the beginning, I just wanted to live, but in order to see you again, in order to survive, something changed. You only saw me as a threat that needed to be destroyed. Once I was labeled a threat, it wasn't so easy to live. It came at a cost. Wasn't that the same for you, sis? Hearing this question, Alpha stares at the palm of her hand in disgust, then clutches her fist as if to crush something. Lucia frequently makes this gesture, but she is far more gentle, as if to hold on to something precious. Do you want to go back? I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened. What happened? This is where they... Ah, okay, so we have original Lucia back in her Lotus frame. With an expression of disgust, Alpha reaches out to the distant sun. This resembles the same action Lucia did before, but is fundamentally different. Unwilling to recall the memory, she furrows her eyebrows and disappears into the distance with Luna's projection. The four of you follow them for a short distance until you see the projection of Lucia Lotus among them. So I really did. I've been here before just like everyone else. Time and war have ravaged this area, dealing irreparable damage to the land. However, a sense of familiarity still remains to give the three of them a sense of nostalgia. If this was where my suppressed memory took place, want to have a look? I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened. Recalling Alpha's words, Lucy is silent for a moment. I'm really grateful to be with everyone, even if this grateful feeling, according to the other me, comes from my ignorance of the truth. But now, no matter what I was born to do, I'm sure your conviction and tenderness will steer me once again in the right direction. Yes, I'm sure of it. She reaffirms herself quietly. Before the gap in my memory, I was a member of the previous Grey Raven team. That was before the three of you were part of the Grey Ravens. Even without Luna by my side, I was still committed to fighting for Babylonia, for humans, and my friends, just like I am now. Something happened during that gap in my memory, causing Alpha to walk down the path she's on. That's why I can't give you my promise. I can't imagine what will happen after I remember. But the Lucia I know doesn't like to run away. Yes. Also, I told you. No matter what happens, I respect your decision. Commandant. She looks up, her smile returned. Then let's get going. Let's go see what happened to me. Okay, action time. It's a giant ball. The rest have been drawn off. We just got this riot left, right? Affirmative. Take down the riot model before Hero comes back, then sweep and clear all corrupted elements. 5 by 5. Let's go, Muro. Go right. I'll go left. Interestingly, that they're making us do this in her plume frame.
Is this all I have?
Considering she would be in her Lotus mode, technically, during this memory, but whatever. Inconsistencies, right?
Is this all I have?
So I know I've done her tutorials, but I cannot remember how to op her. Oh, I just charged right through that laser. Oops. Oh, what's going on here? I really do enjoy the English class. So do I. I think they're very well done. Got it. What a naughty thing. Hurry and finish it off, Lucia. We can't move while holding it here. The enemy can easily target us. Lucia, strike the final blow. Understood. Hold up, how is this thing still moving? Must be the punishing virus. Records indicate that the virus has rewritten and repaired its host before. Oh boy. It also means that our attacks are working. Keep up the good work. I'll send you to your end. Who's there? My Inver device. Damn it, Riot is going to break free. Be careful, facing Riot alone. I see. All I remembered was the electronic shackle on Riot had somehow disappeared. I didn't know that I was the only one left, but that's okay. I'll take it on by myself, just like what I did last time. No, you have us now. Can't maximize the efficiency if you fight alone while their teammates are around. I don't have to fight alone anymore. Nothing can break Grey Raven apart. This is adorable. Also kind of questioning this, but you know, it's still cute. Get 'em, boys, and or I guess get 'em, guys. Ow. I am definitely taking way too much damage, so Liv, you mind?
Is this all I have?
Oh, that's hurting. I'm definitely way too used to the newer Lucias.
If only this were the last, Commandant.
Oh hey, it's Alpha Shadow. The riot in front of you lets out a strange roar, then turns into remains like before. It's abnormal for Commandant to not respond. Merle, Zune, we're pulling out. I remember saying that before, but the projections then fill in the blanks in Lucia's memory. Lucia, go. I'm worried. The Commandant is also in danger, after all. We only just escaped. How could I leave you here? She goes to Merle and Zune, trying her best to carry one of them first. That moment, the long disconnected former Commandant finally contacts her. Lucia, he gasps for air as if he has just been through an arduous battle. Commandant, Merle and Zune are seriously wounded. I need support. We can't, I know it's cruel to say this, but leave them there. Been ambushed. Get over here and provide backup. I can't abandon our comrades. Don't worry about us. Zune and I can transfer our memories. We'll see you again, in no time. Memory transfer? But that technology is still... Don't worry, we might lose some memories, but we'll be fine. Zune forces a smile under unbearable pain. Lucia, get back here, ASAP. We don't have much time. Lucia's projection grits her teeth, showing a sign of reluctance as she leaves her fallen comrades. Don't look so dismal. We'll see each other in our new frames. Okay, don't break your promise. The two of them on the ground struggle to give her a thumbs up, watching Lucia leave. If we keep laying here, we'll become corrupted, won't we? Memory transfer takes time. Hold on a little longer. Panting, their projections fade over time, finally disappearing where they lie. Remember anything? Lucia shakes her head. Even though she saw her projections, she still cannot recall any relevant memory data in her mind. But seeing them there confirms what the Commandant said about the incident. It really did happen here. Now that her frame contains data from Alpha, maybe it's time she has her full memories back. Nicola withheld part of it at first out of concerns. He believed doing so would benefit our ongoing fights. But that only solves our immediate problem. The longer it's held back, the easier Lucia gets lost in confusion and doubt. I believe her bond with the Grey Ravens can keep her from crossing that line. I've sent an access key to your terminal and allow you to use the Spear of FOS to access Lucia's deep mind. That's where Alpha's memories are locked. You should know what that means. It's up to you to decide when to use it. Now that Lucia has accepted the first half of this memory, maybe you can give her permission now? Just as you try to persuade her, you receive an emergency notification on your comms. Any issues? Nothing so far. Knows that you've been in the same location for a while now, is worried that you're in danger. We're just having a rest. Alright, but time is of the essence. The red tide is incoming. Huh? Evacuate the premises immediately. Bridget should be nearby. She should be able to give you a ride. After receiving this information, without further ado, you terminate the call and quickly proceed to the designated entrance. Let's see how far we can actually take this. Does this actually ever end? Oh, is it repeating? I think it is. It's starting to repeat itself. Yeah, because there's the leaving thing. Okay. Go to 2nd Street of Zone Bistro. Find event material. Let's see. No, I don't need the prep set. I'm looking for the map. Didn't they say there's something here? It's probably on area 2 somewhere, if I had to guess. Cleansing unit, supplies. Oh, it's side story. This is side story stuff. Okay. So where is it then? It's on one of these lines, I guess. Yeah, why not? Deja vu.
Let's regroup.
Bam.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
Deja vu. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Yep, already found those before. Wait, didn't we do this already? I'll do it this way, just make life easier, I think. Had an inkling to watch Nanbaka recently. Good times. Oh my gosh, that is such a good show. Just wish it didn't end so freaking abruptly like it did. I wish they had kept going. I think this is where I need to go. Message record? Yep, thought so. Watching the dub because the chemistry is amazing. Yeah, no, the dub cast is so good for Nanbaka. Like, they picked their people perfectly for that.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable
The Japanese is
Commandant.
fine, but the dub cast just went ham. They really did. It was so good. Okay, somehow... Hold on, let me look at the map here. Okay, so I'm here. I need to somehow get across to there, maybe? I'll just keep staying on the left side, I guess. Can I actually get across? Not really. Okay. Must be some other way to do that. Can't find the character's name, but she has red hair and she used the spear. She's kind of psychotic. Oh, Vera!
Let's regroup.
You're talking about Vera. Red hair with a spear and psycho. Her name's Vera. I believe the version you're probably looking for, if she has the spear, is Vera Garnet.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
I actually have her as a character in my roster. Heterotide. Shouldn't be too hard. Damn, really? What do you mean unable to reset? Damn. I wonder if I just screwed myself out of something with that. Oh, Cloudy's 2.0 is coming up. Is about. Oh, that's right. It is her debut night tonight. Damn. Totally forgot about that. Nice. Her English voice is not what you thought you'd hear, but kind of fits. I think it works for her.
Commandant.
The voice they gave Lilith is certainly quite the ride. Her voice and her expressions are something. But yeah, you're talking about her, right? She is wearing an outfit, that's why she doesn't quite look the way she normally does. That's her normal thing. This is the Sorrowful Rose costume, and I love how it looks. Did she actually do that posing in this version, or is it just the Sorrowful Rose? I'm curious now. She does. Sadly, I don't have any of her weapons, or her weapon coatings, but you know. I think she was, for the longest time, she was like the meta lightning tank, but now
Let's regroup.
Nanami Star Trail fills in that role for the lightning team. What is that pose, Lilith?
Big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
I can't get over that. I really cannot. There's just something about the way she behaves. It's just so weird. Yeah, let's change it up a little.
Let's regroup.
I was like, where's the bad guy? There we go. Nanami Star Trail. I'll admit, I don't like Nanami's voice. It's a little too high-pitched for my taste. Damn, I missed it. That'll work. So you have to be on this line to get to that mission. What about 21? 21, I like her voice. Her voice is fine.
Let's regroup.
I think it's because she's not, like, 21 doesn't do the high-pitched psycho voice. She just kind of does, like, a psychotic voice.
Let's see how big.
But also, I've heard, like, 21's voice in other things, like anime, and so I'm just used to how she sounds. Alright, so we just keep going down this road. There's the target. After getting rid of all the corrupted in the air, you spot someone familiar in the data you've picked up. This is the girl who was looking for her sister. Based on the timestamp, this happened not long after she hung up the phone. Wonder if she did find her sister. Should I replay the record? Okay. Let's see what happened. With the sound of tires screeching, a raggedy jeep brakes abruptly in front of the ruins. The researcher called Angel jumps out of it with 3 constructs. The road has been destroyed. We have to go on foot, but as the 4 of them approach their destination, each begins to show different signs of infection. Punching virus concentration here is getting dangerously high. Are you sure she's here? You can turn around if you're scared. I know my sister is here for a fact, just like how she always found me when we played hide and seek as kids. Our blood has bonded us. She injects herself with a serum, then runs forward without looking back. Angel. That's the same model that they used for Um, they use this character's model in, I think her name is Hush. They use this character model in Vera's arcade anima. Female construct walks out of the ruin's shadow and calmly gazes at Angel. Sister, I found you. Actually, I found you, but he's right. You should turn around. Yes, I should go back, and so should you. I chose this, Angel. You shouldn't interfere. Just want to be with you, sister. Be with me? Angel, when I fought as a construct, I witnessed terrible deaths over and over again. At this rate, you'll lose me sooner or later. The only way to save me from the threat of the punishing virus is doing what Gabriel the Angel told me to do. Really? If there is a shortcut, then why are we still fighting against the virus? Good question. Every shortcut comes with a certain risk. However, if the alternative is to die in battle like the others, I'd rather take the risk. I was never born to fight. I was born to do research with you. Sister, did you come to that conclusion after being wounded? I've always wanted to apologize. You gave up your future so that I could remain a researcher. Only I was compatible with the copolymers. It wasn't your fault. But if I also gave up my position, then we could have just survived as humans. Don't be silly. You only agreed to do research with me because that was the safest option. Ever since I became a construct, you can't stay focused on your job. It's only a matter of time before you're fired. I do like that the player character can fight and defend himself and also can be a very good leader. Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that he's not just a pushover. Unlike other game protagonists and stuff like this, where it's like, oh, he's an absolute sissy. Or whatever. Or he's an absolute weakling that needs being saved all the time. It's very nice. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick. Hang on. That also can be said for the player character in Girls Frontline. I don't play Girls Frontline, so I don't really know anything about it. You know very well what it means to lose that job now. Regardless, there's no if. I am what I am already. Did you conceal your injuries from me because you were worried about me? There's a sudden movement in the shadows of the ruins, but no one besides Liadrin has sensed it at all. Angel, you have to leave now. Why? I won't leave without you. Come with me. We've been together since we were born. You're my only family left in this world. It's too dangerous here. Go with them. No, sister, I always did what you told me to do, but this time... Angel's voice is shaking. Tears rush out of her eyes uncontrollably. She tosses her gun and throws herself at Liadrin. Just let me follow my heart for once, sister. Started playing Arknights? Neat. I know of Arknights, but I've never played it either. Tower defense type games aren't really my thing. Liadrin tries to push away Angel, who's holding onto her arm, but in a split second... Angel's body falls backward while her hand is still tightly clasping Liadrin's arm. Angel! The other three constructs react immediately to this horrifying scene. They hold up their weapons and fire fiercely at Gabriel, but all of them are incapacitated after just a few seconds. Looks like the material is here. What did you say? I knew I was right about you. You have the gift. All you need is a little extra help. Sister... Angel focuses away from the excruciating pain. She presses hard against her severed wrist and wipes off the blood splashed into her eyes. When she opens her eyes again, everything is still covered in red. The punishing virus is gushing out of Gabriel's hand. It then transforms into a bright red electric current and wraps itself around Liadrin like a bloody worm. Watch this closely. Gabriel hurls a broken slate at the immobilized researcher, crushing her ribs loudly before she realizes what is happening. Angel shakily stretches out her intact hand towards Liadrin. I just want to be with you. Man, this is just like pain. Without you, Her unfinished words disappear into the wind. The stretched out hand heavily drops on the ground. The company behind Arknights is making like a Genshin-style game that takes place years after the tower defense game. Oh, that sounds interesting. Angel! Very good. You'll do well as one of us. Adrian's wailing echoes painfully over the ruins, but does not bring her any comfort. The living creatures around the area regard it merely as shrieking winds. Still being corroded by the punishing virus, she raises her weapon and uses all of her strength to strike the Ascendant, whom she thought was an angel. After that, Liadrin's projection vanishes. Yikes. And now I gotta do the sequence all over again. Hooray! Hetero creature.
Let's regroup.
And done.
Let's see how big the winner's pot is. Honorable Commandant.
She always sounds like she's slightly moaning when she talks, I swear. I mean, I'm not complaining, but, like, this damn girl. I did not know that Pietra's first collab was with Nier. Yeah, it was. The first collab they had was with Nier Automata, and apparently all of their units, all of the Nier Automata units were really good. Like, I think they were like meta for a while, which is hilarious. And then the next collab they had was with Blackrock Shooter, which happened while I was already playing the game, but I kind of missed out with that one a little bit, because the Nier one happened before I started playing, so I didn't get a chance at that one at all. And then the Blackrock Shooter one happened. That was basically the one that started me playing it back up again. But I didn't put in time fully to it as much as I wanted to, so I ended up missing out on getting BRS leveled up as much as I really wanted her to. So like my Blackrock Shooter is only rank A, and I could have put more time into farming for her and getting her up to like higher ranks. And then what was it? I think it bonked. Yep, Scotty bonked me. Never watched the anime for that. That anime collab is based off of. So as far as Blackrock Shooter goes, the first anime is worth watching, I think. I watched it like a long time ago. It's kind of bizarre, but it's also kind of interesting to watch. The other one, I forget what the heck it's called, but it's like the other Blackrock Shooter show is not really worth watching. I would not recommend that one. The only thing I really liked from that series was the theme song. I thought the theme song was good. But again, I cannot remember what that show was actually called. I just remember it being very stupid. And like absolutely nothing like the original BRS. What was that show called? Blackrock Shooter Dawnfall, that's what it was called. Yeah, don't ever watch Blackrock Shooter Dawnfall. It's not worth it. Watch Blackrock Shooter, but don't watch Blackrock Shooter Dawnfall. feel like that smaller companies have more passion and more love about making a project more than name companies do. Oh yeah, 100%. Like, this is why I love PGR, because it feels like Kuro is really actually like just trying to make a fun game more than trying to milk you for money, because these guys give away so much stuff. Like, it is insane how much stuff they give away. Like, because right now you've got the Thunderbolt manual thing going on, where you get a full kit for Alpha Crimson Weave, because like you get her sword, you get her memory set. Like, yeah, you get the Diesel memory set, which is her set. You get a copy of her cub. You even get access to 21 Feral and Feral's 5-star weapon, or the 6-star if you decide you want to invest just a little bit into it. You have skins and stuff that you can get for basically free using the black cards. And then, like, they're also giving away Lilith for basically free on, like, a permanent roller, which is just amazing. You know, and then, of course, they have, like, the selectors that they give away every so often. They've got the guaranteed summon thing, where you can pick who you want to summon, and as soon as you hit, you either hit Pity, or if you hit the S rank Ink roller, or then boom, there you go, you get your character. Like, literally, I feel like where Kuro is making most of their money off of with this game is just in the skins. I feel like the skins are where they get all of the money. Either that, or they're just funneling all of the money that people spend on rolls from, from Wuthering Waves into PGR. Which I think is hilarious if that's what they're actually doing. They're just like, yeah, our our Genshin style game is getting all this money. Let's put it into our other game. Because that, to me, is just a hilarious thought process. Let's see. Did you know that a certain amount of potassium... Oh. If you ate 10,000 bananas, you die of radioactive poisoning. Wasn't it if you ate 10,000 bananas in like 15 minutes? It's like, you eat that many bananas in the span of 15 minutes. I think you've got worse things to worry about than radiation poisoning. That high key being your stomach exploding. There ain't no damn way your gut's gonna be able to process 10,000 bananas that quickly. I just remembered the punchline. Ah, yes, the radiation would kill you. Yes, the radiation will kill you, as opposed to the frickin' 10,000 bananas expanding your stomach. You have found more of Liadrin's record, but the timestamps show that they are not from the distant past, and said these happened very recently. Oh boy. Fatally wounded, Liadrin wanders alone in the ruins while Gabriel and Lamia watch her from the roof of a half-collapsed building. Let's just toss her to those guys that are snooping around. Do you think it's worth it? She's no use to us if she stays here either. She passed the first round of filtering and maintained her ego just as I expected, but then she refuses to dive deeper into the Ascension network. The thing is, she refuses to leave either. She just wants to stay down there in that room. Maybe if you hadn't squashed her sister with a rock. I'm just saying, Gabriel. The two gaze at the faltering Liadrin. Another squad of constructs marches in from afar and stops her. She's been underground for too long. Her mind is all jumbled up. This is what happens to those who can't get over their pain. Let her deal with this. We have other things to do. The two on the roof quickly depart, leaving the badly injured Liadrin to face the entire squad of constructs. Commandant, she's the murderer that slaughtered the other squad. Hearing those words, Liadrin dully looks up. Standing next to the construct is a human female. It looks like she is communicating with someone else. Female Commandant. Sister, I found her. Her voice sounds very much like Angel's. Liadrin raises her head as if she has just woken up from a nightmare. She mindlessly repeats that word. Sister? She turns around and stares intently at the human. Don't worry, sis. She's badly wounded. I have the situation under control. I'll go back with you after this mission. With you? I'll be with you. She's coming at us. Prepare for battle. The constructs quickly spread out around Liadrin at the Commandant's order. A towering construct steps up and releases a shield, blocking the spikes that Liadrin formed out of thin air. A long-haired construct pokes her head out from behind the shield and throws a small cube at Liadrin, creating a small-scale explosion. Smoke from it blocks Liadrin's sight and hinders her movement. The construct with a hand crossbow stands a little further away. Seeing Liadrin clearly through his thermal goggles, he unleashes a power-infused arrow at the smoke. Her harsh wailing resounds once more. The constructs cover their ears and assume a defensive stance. She's gone berserk! Angel! 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 Liadrin staggers out of the smoke. Her right chest has been pierced. Protect the Commandant! No, that won't be necessary. I will protect her myself, like I used to. The harsh shriek is heard again. A hideous red electric current wraps around Liadrin and forms a rugged blood moon at her feet. Oh boy! Sister, this mission might be trickier than I thought. I won't let you go this time. I thought I should check up on her. What a nuisance. Construct squad is inexperienced, but Liadrin's wound is also greatly limiting her power. They didn't really have much expectation. Besides, Liadrin is carefully trying to avoid hurting her sister. Lamia lets out a sigh and approaches the battle from the shadows. The construct just barely dodges Liadrin's continuous attack and are trying to catch their breath. But Liadrin is also worn out. Even if they leave her alone, she probably will not survive without help. Perfect timing. Lamia sneaks behind the solo crossbow construct and impales his chest with a single strike. Just when he attempts to warn the others, a rumbling sound is heard underground. Dinner time? Lamia's lips curve up with satisfaction. She twists her body and vanishes. By the time she reappears, the other two constructs have been eliminated as well. You're the only one left? Although her entire squad is down, the female Commandant still tries to stay calm. She keeps communicating her situation as she retreats. Sister, the enemy has backup. I've lost my squad. You need to retreat. The rumbling sound from underground is quickly approaching, but the female Commandant pays no attention to it. Compared to the mysterious rumbling, the two standing in front of her pose more of a threat. Don't leave. Don't leave. I really do hope that One Gotcha game Black Beacon doesn't end their service because I really did like it. I've never heard of Black Beacon. I don't think, anyway. Even though the Commandant is fleeing as fast as she can, Liadrin still struggles toward her with a broken body. Looks like I won't have to get my hands dirty. Sister, run! The rumbling sound charges at the female Commandant. As soon as she shouts out those words, a huge crimson wave tears apart the ground and gushes out from below, swallowing her and the constructs lying on the ground like a ruthless predator. I don't expect you to thank me. Just get yourself looked at, will you? Liadrin does not respond. She painfully gropes around in the red tide, searching for something. Angel! Angel! You'll die if you keep doing this stuff. No, Angel! Forget it. Oh, was it? Oh yeah, it was Lamia that said that. You'll die if you keep doing this stuff. Liadrin keeps floundering in the red tide even after Lamia vanishes, until it begins to recede towards its original exit. The tide is beginning to ebb. No, where are you? Sister. Liadrin turns around at the familiar voice. A blurry projection emerges out of the red tide. It vaguely resembles the female Commandant's features. Help me. Angel! She sadly throws herself at the red tide projection, but no matter how hard she tries, it is impossible to hold it in her arms. Angel, why? Her crying still does not trigger anything. Liadrin can only watch as the projection and the red tide rapidly flow towards the crack in the ground. Sister, don't go. She drags her mortally wounded body along the path and chases after the red tide like a blind person trying to grab hold of the last light in sight. Don't go! Before the red tide completely retreats underground, Leandrin finally catches up to the projection. She smiles joyfully and jumps in with her arms wide open. Found you, Angel. Wow, that is dark. Wait, where am I going? Oh, I guess I go here now. Fake Ascension, Shadow Companion. With the surging red tide at their backs, the silhouettes of buildings appear before them. Bridget races the mobile supply vehicle along the winding road. Even though you had grown accustomed to riding the transport crafts to and from Babylonia, the jostling speed of the vehicle was unbearable. Right as you're about to vomit, the vehicle finally comes to a stop. Oh, that's just lovely. Boss, you're back. We finished setting up all the terminals nearby. Alright, ready to go as well. After jumping out of the driver's seat, Bridget takes off her sunglasses and smiles. Eyes brightly. It's raining, I can hear it. Hey, Commandant, you alright? Good thing I got you before the red tide did. Hey, why are you covered in sweat? Wasn't expecting you to come rescue us. Finally found a route to transport supplies to the new temporary base. Didn't expect to run into you. Yup, it's raining IRL. I heard that sound pounding on the roof. I'm like, that sounds like rain. It is in fact rain. By the way, here's the results from the support forces survey of the area. We found something very interesting. Maybe this is the target we've been looking for. However, with our equipment and abilities, we can't track them more accurately. Fortunately, the red tide doesn't appear to be spreading this far. We'll leave it to you for an in-depth investigation, Grey Ravens. Support force will be responsible for cleaning up the nearby corrupted to ensure that your investigation will not be disturbed. We'll leave it up to you then. Bridget waves and then salutes sternly. We're on it. Proceed with the investigation. According to the GPR results from Bridget, by comparing the coordinate data left by this name I cannot pronounce still with its coverage, our target should be in an abandoned city less than 2 kilometers away from here. Lee displays the radar imaging and topographic data on the holoscreen. City 075. Records show that 600,000 residents had to evacuate during the post-pandemic age after the failure of the central purification filter. Since then, it has been left abandoned. I didn't see this coming. It's a huge cavern under the city. Well, it was actually a military underground fort set up in case of a nuclear war. The buildings on the ground level are used as a front. There was never any residents here to begin with. The content of the official report is forged. It's not that it was abandoned, it was never even occupied. They probably didn't expect that the underground fortifications set up in response to the war would eventually become a hotbed for the spread of the punishing virus. However, the information obtained through imaging is too little to determine the exact scale of the cavern. At present, the scale is still quite massive. Can you confirm coordinates of the entrance? Attempting to survey potential routes, but I'm receiving strong and traumatic electromagnetic interference. After all, it was designed as a military refuge. I wouldn't be surprised if they installed anti-reconnaissance measures. We speculated that it is likely to be Ascendant's base. We need to be fully prepared to infiltrate the enemy's home. So far, we haven't detected any Ascendant activity that could reveal their whereabouts. If its coordinates really do lead us to them, we still haven't ruled out that it might be a trap. That being said, recovering data is well worth the risk. We still have to find the entrance. Construct Lucy has outstanding physical combat capability. She not only battle situation with ease. Nice. Only 56% through this. My gosh. Speaking of good old Luna, there's her Oblivion. Stretch. It's raining over here as well. Damn. That's a lot of rain. Also, I love how I just noticed it's actually raining in the game, too. That's funny.
The truth about the Ascension Network? You're quite persistent about this, aren't you? If that's what you seek. Don't be nervous. I'm right here by your side.
I love her design. Who voices her? Susie Young. I don't know who that is. Luna, Oblivion, Watanabe, Epitaph, and Feral. Really? I don't even have that squad, so I can't. I don't have Epitaph, so I can't even do that. I'm curious, just for funnies. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call stream here for now because I'm going for about 4 hours and I'm kind of like, I think I'm running out of gas. So, thank you guys for coming to hang out and watch. And not sure when I'll stream next because my schedule coming up is very, very bizarre. But I will try and stream sometime next week. So. I'll keep you guys posted up in the Discord, so yeah. See you guys.